Hey guys, this is Infinity No What Ifs. I hope you are doing well. Please support to subscribe this channel to watching new interesting stories and to get all videos in real time. Please subscribe. So in this video, we will see what if Naruto became the first Fox Sage. Here is short summary. The sealing Minato plan messed up but came with two benefit. Naruto will now learn how to become the first Fox Sage. This is Naruto X Anko only, maybe Kurenai. But before we start, if you want more stuff like this, then be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if possible, share this video with your friends. Now let's start the story. Minato-kun, we shouldn't do this. He won't be able to handle the burden, he's just a baby. Kushina pleaded. I can't let him do this. I love you Minato, but I'm going to take the Kyuubi, Kushina thought before going through the hand signs for the Uzumaki trigram seal. Kushina, what are you doing? Your body can't hold the Kyuubi. I have to try. It's for my son, Kushina argued, finishing her hand signs at the same time as Minato. Akane, I don't blame you for this, but please snap out of it. Kushina, no. Flashback end. You fail, Iruka yelled. Naruto just tried to perform a clone jutsu and failed. Naruto, if you want to graduate early, you need to learn how to control your chakra. You're not putting enough in to make a stable clone. But I am Iruka-sensei, I think I'm putting in too much. Naruto argued back. Nonsense, no genin is born with a lot of chakra. You need to keep practicing. Iruka argued back. You should just give up. Loser, I'm still surprised you haven't quit yet. Kiba taunted. Oh, up yours, you see. I'll surpass everyone and become the greatest Hokage. Naruto boosted. Yeah right. Sasuke-kun is the only one who has a chance of becoming Hokage. Not you Baka, Sakura added in. Naruto looked depressed after hearing that. But Sakura-chan. Enough Naruto, back to your seat. Iruka instructed. Naruto went back to his seat and put his head on his desk. Yawn, huh. Where am I? Huh, what was that? Naruto asked himself. But there was no response. Later that night, Naruto was still practicing the Bunshin Jutsu in his apartment, but every time he used it, the clone looked dead. Arg, why can't I do this right? Naruto screamed. Who's there? A woman asked. That voice again. Who's there? Where are you? Naruto asked. I don't know, and I'm in a sewer and behind a cage. Wait, I'm sealed inside a cage, but that means, boy, what's your name? Me, my name is Naruto Uzumaki, future Hokage. Naruto said, with atheism. Naruto, sob. Naruto's eyes widened when he heard crying. Naruto, how are you? How old are you, and how's your fuinjutsu skills? Wait, lady in my head, who are you? I'm not in your head, I think, I'm sealed inside of you, and as to who I am, I'm Kushina Uzumaki, your mother. Naruto's eyes widened. My Ka-chan, and what do you mean sealed inside me? Naruto asked. I got this. Another voice said, another female voice. Naruto was confused until he was pulled into a sewer. When he looked in front of him, he was standing in front of a cage. Naruto-sama, over here. Naruto looked behind the cage and saw two women standing there. One had red hair with a green apron and a tan dress, and the other had orange hair with fox ears and a kimono. Naruto approached the cage and looked at the red head. You're her. My mother. I don't know how, but I can feel it when looking at you. Kushina had tears in her eyes and nodded. My Sochi. Sob, let me out. Remove the seal and let us out so I can give you a hug. Naruto nodded and proceeded to pull the seal off, but when he did, a hand grabbed his wrist. When he turned to the side, he saw the Yondaime. Minato-kun, Kushina called. Kushi-chan, Minato said, turning to his wife, and was shocked. Why do you have 9 tails? I believe I can answer that. The other lady said, walking through the cage, and was surprised that she had 9 tails. Nice to meet you again, I'm Akane and I'm the former Kyuubi. Minato narrowed his eyes. What do you mean, former Kyuubi? Akane walked behind Naruto and hugged him from behind. Well, since you and Kushina-sama performed 2 sealing jutsus at the same time, when you split my chakra. Instead of separating the yin and yang, you separated my demonized chakra from the sage chakra, so now I'm the Fox Sage. Like Fukusaku, I'm the new leader of the Fox Summon, and as a thank you, I'll allow Naruto to sign the contract. Wait, time out. What's the Yondaime doing here and why is the Kyuubi? Akane-chan. Sorry, Akane-chan is here as well, Naruto asked. The two adults and Fox Sage turned to each other before chuckling. Minato unlocked the seal and Kushina walked out and both of them approached Naruto. I guess I should explain, Minato said before telling Naruto the night of his birth and how he sealed his mom inside of him. Akane explains the second half of the story of why she was there. So you two are my parents. And you seal Akane-chan in me because you believed in me. I was loved, Naruto said, wiping the tears from his face. Yes, even though the sealing didn't go the way I planned it, you have your mother and she will be here to help. I wish I had something to give you beside this burden, Minato said. Who are you calling a burden? Who are you calling a burden? Both Fox women asked, glaring at the older blonde. Minato backed away. Anyway, if you want to give Naruto-sama something, why don't you give him your two jutsus you created? Since you're a clone, connect your chakra to Naruto's and transfer your knowledge of the two jutsu. Also Naruto will gain you affinity in the process since you two are blood related. Is that even possible? Minato asked. I wouldn't suggest it if it wasn't, Akane responded. Minato nodded and he then realized he was slowly starting to fade. Well, I guess I better get started. But before I go, Naruto, I saw your life and I want to say I'm sorry. I wanted you to be seen as a hero but I guess I was naive. Kushi-chan, I love you, even if you are the new Kyuubi. Take care of our son. Naruto-kun, become the best Hokage and make me proud, he said before fading away. Kushi was crying and turned to Naruto and then something struck her. Naru-chan, what was your father talking about? Aren't you being treated like a hero? Few minutes later, so let me get this straight. Majority of the village thinks you are a demon, you didn't know about your clan, which means you didn't start your Fuinjutsu training or advanced ninjutsu training. The Hokage and the council didn't even explain to you senseis that you couldn't perform standard clones because of your reserves, and you've been living alone because you were kicked out the orphanage when you were 6 years old, did I get that right? Kushina asked, releasing some ki. Akane and Naruto backed up from Kushina, hugging each other. Kushina-sama, it's fine. We're here to make it better. How about we head to the Fox Realm and we plan out Naruto's training? Kushina calmed down and signed. Fine, I guess. This is actually exciting. So Sochi, before we go, you should head to our house and collect some scrolls. Akane, would it be alright if we store it in the Fox Realm? Akane nodded. Sure, I don't see why not, but why not some new clothes for Naruto-sama? I agree, there's too much orange. Kushina added. Ugh, but I like orange. Naruto whined, but stopped when Kushina's hair started to flare. A shinobi doesn't wear orange. If you want to be Hokage, dress more seriously, Datbane. Kushina breathed in and smiled. But if it makes you happy, you can have a little orange. Yada, this is going to be awesome. Naruto looked down with a small smile. I'm glad to be with you, Mom. I always wanted a family. Kushina had a few tears come out her eyes and hugged her son. I'm happy too, Naru-chan. Akane smiled at the parent and son bond. She then felt anger for the masked man who caused her to kill Minato and almost Kushina. That bastard will pay. To tear up something like this shouldn't be forgiven. Outside the mindscape, Naruto opened his eyes and jumped back when he saw Akane in front of him. How are you? I told you, Naruto-sama, I'm a sage. The seal was meant to prevent Biju from escaping. Since your mother took my demonic chakra, I'm free. Now to get down to business. Akane went through some hand signs and summoned a scroll. This is the Fox contract. Just sign your name with blood and use the jutsu. Naruto nodded and did as instructed. After signing and performing the jutsu, a little green fox appeared and looked around, then towards Naruto. Are you the one who summoned me? That's right. What's your name, little fox? Naruto asked. I'm Arya, the wind fox. Who are you and why do you smell like Akane-sama? Arya asked. That's because he's my master like yours, Akane said, causing the little fox to turn around. And looking at the fox deity, Akane turned to Naruto and smiled. It seems your primary element is wind. You see Arya here as a wind user, When someone signs a fox contract, the fox that matches you is summoned as a familiar. So I'm this kid's familiar? Arya asked excitingly. Wow, this is my first time being summoned. I promise I won't let you down, Naruto-sama, Arya said. Naruto bent down and petted the fox, causing the fox to nuzzle into his hand. I know you won't, let's be friends. I'm happy for you, Sochi. I remember when I had signed my first contract. But how about we start to head to our home and get some stuff to take with us? Also some clothes, Kushina said from within Naruto. But none of the shops will let me buy anything. Naruto informs the two fox females. Well, I can make something for you in my world. Since you are the first summon, I take care of most of the things you need. Well, head to your house and grab some scrolls and then we can summon Kushina-sama out the seal. Akane suggested. Really? Hurry, Sochi. We can train together and I can show you how strong your Ka-chan is. Kushina squealed like a schoolgirl. Naruto sweated a bit. 2 days later, after rummaging through the house for the essentials, they were reversed summoned to the fox realm. It was a small forest with a big tree in the middle shaped like a cone. It had different fruit on it. There was also a river with fish in a grassy plain outside the forest. Naruto had placed chakra restriction seals and weight seals on him 2 days ago when he arrived. Right now, he was criss-crossed sitting in front of Kushina and Akane, wearing sweatpants, with no top. Now Naru-chan, you have about 2 more weeks until the academy starts. So you're going to live here? Quote. What about Jeej? Naruto asked. Him, if he wants to keep secrets about my clan then he can't complain about you doing the same. Kushina said, folding her arms. As long as you protect the stupid village, he should be fine. Naruto and Akane sweated a bit. Well, Naruto-sama, I guess we can explain your training a bit. You see, the point of the weights is to increase your speed. You are going to learn the fox fist style, then the fox step. The fox fist uses chakra to attack, making our attacks stronger, but it's also a range-type fighting style. We rely on speed more than anything. While using this style, our main goal is not continuously striking our opponents but instead never being touched and striking when we see an opening. We basically maneuver around our foe, while jumping in and out of our opponent's range, striking him in the process. We understand, Akane explained. Naruto nodded. Yes, but what is the fox step you mentioned earlier? Akane smiled and crouched down, stretching her legs to the side. There was an orange blur and soon she was gone. Naruto looked around until he felt a tap on his shoulder. He turned around and saw Akane behind. How did you do that? Naruto asked in awe. Akane chuckled. It was invisible to the naked eye, but I opened a time-space portal and jumped in by using my chakra. And appeared behind. The requirement for this is having a lot of chakra, but since you're an Uzumaki and a Jinchuriki of the strongest Biju plus you learn how to harness nature chakra, you're pretty covered. Kushina eyes widen at this. That's why you had Minato-kun give him the knowledge of the Hiraishin, that way his body can get used to it and he would have the knowledge of space and time. Akane winked at Kushina. You're partially right, but even without it, Uzumaki have a lot of knowledge with space-time fuinjutsu. You'll be learning this too, Kushina-sama. Kushina cheered at this. Not only that, but you'll be using element manipulation to help with your fox fist and physical ability. Out of all the summons, foxes have the best element manipulation to all elements except those that relate to earth. Akane said, covering her fist with wind and punching. The wind from the fist went through a few trees. But you won't be able to do this until you master senjutsu. So until then, I'll teach you some fox-style ninjutsu. Also, we should find out your other affinities. Wind is your main, but with Kushina-sama and I influencing your chakra, you could have more. You'll also learn fox illusion techniques to help with your fighting, but that's all I got planned. But now Kushina-sama will explain her art of the training. Kushina nodded. For my training, my lovable Naru-chan, you are going to learn Kage Bunshin instead of regular one. The reason you struggled is because your chakra is too dense and you have too much. Also because Uzumaki don't have a process taijutsu style, we usually use one that enhances our attack like tiger and dragon style. We use katanas in reverse positions, but our main talents are in fuinjutsu and water ninjutsu. Mixing this with fox style will almost make you untouchable. We're going to use Kage Bunshin in helping you catch up with your studies for the academy and Fuinjutsu. If you're wondering how, Kage Bunshin pass on whatever they learn to the original. But you have to do physical training yourself. Akane stepped in. You're also going to be using the jutsu to get used to space-time traveling and every ninjutsu you'll learn. Also practice the Hiraishin and Rasengan. With the Rasengan, you will complete it by adding affinities to it. Now let the hell training begin. First make as many clones as possible and we'll start with chakra control and studying Fuinjutsu and the history of Konoha. Kushina jumped in. If you want to be Hokage, you have to learn the politics and history of the village. But here, this is chakra paper, this will help you find your affinities. Just pump some chakra in it. Naruto nodded and did as he was structured. The paper split 3 ways, one crinkle, one burned and the last, which surprised the fox ladies, turned to ice. Wow, I guess we had a bigger influence. Anyway, you have wind, lightning, fire and ice, which consist of water and wind. Anyway, make your clones so we can get started with your studies. This is so exciting, teaching you sealing. Fine. Naruto groaned and made 500 clones. Kushina and Akane nodded and made the same amount. They split up 100 each to ninjutsu, chakra control, Fuinjutsu studies, academy studies and fox jutsus. 2 weeks later, Naruto was putting on his clothes now that his summer was over. He was slightly taller than before. Maybe because he hasn't had any ramen. He was fishing for his own food and eating fruit from the tree. He learned all about his history because of his clones, but he wasn't done with Fuinjutsu, he still had to practice calligraphy. He wasn't ready for Senjutsu, he still was learning element manipulation. Ice was especially hard since there was no teacher. The weights on each limb were 30 kgs. He still hasn't reached the required speed for the fox fist. And apparently he had to learn how to fight with just instincts, so within the next few months he was going to start fighting blindfolded. To get his body used to space and time, he was instructed to mark places in Konoha like alleyways and other hidden locations where he can hide his skill. He also had to keep wearing his orange jumpsuit, that way no one would get suspicious. He returned a couple times for ramen just in case the Ichirakus were asked about his location. He had some seals in his bag with books sealed in them about Fuinjutsu and high self-healing techniques he could learn like the Shodai Hokage. He also got rid of his goggles he always wore, his jacket was open since it was getting tighter. Are you excited for the academy, Sochi? Kushina asked from within Naruto. A little, too bad I can't show off a bit. Naruto responds, jumping from roof to roof, heading towards the academy. Naruto. I'm sorry but it's for the best. Besides, I want to see what is so special about this Sakura girl you like. Kushina said from inside the seal. Soon Sakura and Ino ran into the room, ranting about sitting next to the king of brooding. Sochi. Yes Ka-cha, I don't like her. Not only is she a fangirl, she's so noisy. I mean sure she's pretty but she seems like the type to hit you if you talk about her or her crush. Naruto didn't say anything, which caused Kushina to narrow her eyes. Sochi, does she hit you? Just a little, I'm going to kill her. Kushina said, raising her ki, causing everyone to turn to the blonde. Ka-chan, stop, Naruto said. Kushina snapped out of train of thought and rubbed the back of her head. Sorry Naru-chan, but you should find someone else to like. Someone awesome and takes their career seriously, who is also a badass and doesn't take shit from anyone like me. While I agree the pink hair monkey is not worth your time, you should find someone who knows what she wants and is super intelligent, who has a beautiful aura. Akane said, appearing next to Kushina in Naruto's mindscape. I guess, but there's no one like that in class. Oh well, I guess I could read up on seals. Naruto baka, let me sit next to Sasuke-kun. Sakura yelled, cutting Naruto out of his inner conversation. Naruto just gave her a blank look and decided to take the advice of the 2 fox women in his mind. He got up and walked to the back. You know you could ask nicely and stop acting like a spoiled brat. Naruto said, walking to the back corner of the room. The whole class was surprised. Naruto just insulted Sakura, the girl he worshipped. Sakura was the most surprised. Sure, she didn't care for Naruto, but insulting kinda hurt her. She gained confidence from Naruto, but now she probably just lost. Oh well, at least he won't be in my way, she said, taking a seat next to her crush. Okay, class. Welcome back and hope you are ready to start a new year, Iruka said, walking in with his assistant Mizuki. He had a stack of paper. We are going to work on your weaknesses. So I'm going to give you a test that covers multiple subjects, and depending on your answer will determine what you will work on. Well then, Naruto shouldn't take the test. Kami knows he will need all the help he could get, Kiba said, causing everyone to laugh. Iruka turned to Naruto, and to his shock, he was reading a book on sealing. Naruto looked up at Iruka, tilting her head. I'm sorry, did you say something? Iruka smiled. Naruto wasn't bothered by the class and was actually studying something useful. Nothing. Now Mizuki will hand out the test. Mizuki proceeded to hand out the test, and when he approached Naruto, he smirked and placed a genjutsu on it. Akane sensed it and smirked. Mizuki handed Naruto the test and walked away. Naruto-sama, it seems that fool placed a genjutsu on your test. This is the perfect time to give you a fox technique. The kitsune trick eyes. You see, foxes are masters of illusions, and their eyes allow you to see through henges, traps, lies and genjutsu. Since you have no sage chakra, I'll lend you my eyes. Remember the feeling. This technique is permanent and your eyes will have slit but still retain its color, Akane explained. Naruto nodded as Akane proceeded to change his eyes to slits. Akane smiled. I got to say, you look quite good like this. Naruto smiled and began to do his test. After the test, Iruka took them to the training post outside. Okay, we are going to check your progress with shuriken throwing. You'll each receive 10 shurikens and try to hit the target, Iruka explained. The kids proceeded to throw the shuriken. Sasuke, Hinata and Shino got the highest, with Sasuke getting 9/10 while the other two 8/10. When Naruto went towards his turn, Mizuki walked up to the blonde with a false smile. Naruto, here, use these. They'll help you hit the target much easier, Mizuki said, before he began to glow red. Naruto was confused and was about to speak on it, until Akane beat him to it. No one can see this glow. When someone is glowing red, it means they're lying to you, Akane explained. Naruto nodded and turned to Mizuki. Thank you, Mizuki-sensei. Naruto smiled and took the shurikens. When he turned his back, he pulled out his own and pocketed the one his sensei gave him. He stood in front of the post readying the shurikens. Sochi, remember, feel the wind and measure the distance. And flick your wrist. Stay focused. I believe in you. Naruto's heart fluttered a bit. To have someone say they believe in him gave him even more determination. I believe in you too, Naruto-sama, the fox deity said. Naruto gave them a warm smile with a nod. He threw the 10 shurikens one at a time and all of them hit the middle. Everyone was surprised, especially Mizuki, who started to seethe in anger. Naruto collected the kunai and swapped it back, handing them to Mizuki. You were right, they were special, Naruto said, with a smirk. Mizuki looked at the shurikens in his hands, trying to understand how Naruto landed all the hits. Iruka gave the end result, and to his surprise, someone he wasn't expecting was in first place. Well, with a perfect score, in first place, congratulations Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto stood up and bowed. Iruka was amazed. Not once did Naruto shout or boast about himself. He was actually trying his best, and he could tell he was doing. Each of the students had different reactions. Choji was clapping for him. Hinata smiled and blushed. Sasuke didn't care. Ino quickened an eyebrow, but she was happy her fellow blonde was doing better. Sakura didn't know what to say. I guess he's not much of a baka after all. Later that night, Fox Realm. Congrats Sochi, Kushina said, wiggling her tails in excitement. As expected of Naruto-sama, Akane said. Naruto blushed at the compliments. Now that the first day of the academy is over, I will inform you of Akane-chan and I will discuss it. Since the academy tries to hinder you, you'll spend the rest of your time here until you are a genin. You will be sending Kage Bunshin in your place. You will learn some Fox Sage Jutsu and Uzu-style combat, Kushina said, pulling out a single-edged broadsword with a fox head as a guard. The edge of the blade was neon orange with an onyx middle. "We made you this as a congrats present for acing your test. This sword is meant for power, but that doesn't mean you can't utilize speed. You will swing this back and forth. I'll set up a gravity field so you can strengthen your muscles. Now Naruto-sama, remember foxes can't use every element. We can use all but earth and 3 sub-elements, which are light, ice and hurricane. You won't be able to learn those until you master your elements to a certain degree." Akane explained. "I understand, but can we go home for some ramen?" Naruto asked. "Of course. Ramen is the food of the god, Datbane," Kushina said. "Although you will hunt for your own food here." "All right, Yukikaze and Naruto-sama. Naruto, I want to see the time limit and strength of your sage mode. Begin." Naruto closed his eyes and Akane could see energy from the sun and grass going into Naruto's body and Naruto's whole body. When the light disappeared, the outer portion of Naruto's eyes turned black and ears spawned on top of his head. He was wearing a white sleeveless kimono with a blue muscle shirt underneath and blue anbu-like pants. He also had arm sleeves with arm guards on and fingerless gloves, basically a boy version of Yukikaze outfit. He grew 2 tails, which caused Akane to smile. He has 2 tails. His time limit is around 14 minutes, and with the Sage mode, I would say he can fight off most high-level opponents. He came far, Akane thought as Naruto opened his eyes, revealing gold-slit eyes. "Are you ready, Naruto-sama?" Yukikaze asked. Yuki had 5 tails. "She's from Dog Days." Naruto nodded and both blonde fox sages disappeared in a blur. They were sparring on a stream next to the waterfall in the woods of the Fox Realm. The 2 blondes appeared in the middle of the stream, Yukikaze with her Chikudo, blocking Naruto's ninjutsu. Yukikaze smirked at Naruto and kicked him, sending him flying in the air with her super strength. Naruto recovered in the air and saw Yuki, I'm calling her Yuki for now on, blade glowing as she channeled chakra into her blade. Fox art. Sacred blades. Yuki summoned multiple light swords and sent them towards Naruto. Naruto closed his eyes as he surrounded his sword with fire. Fox arts. Inferno slash. Naruto sent flame slash towards the light swords, causing an explosion, but unfortunately for Naruto, some of Yuki's attacks made it through, hitting Naruto causing a smoke screen. Yuki senses Naruto molding chakra, but she couldn't tell what attack he was about to use. Fox art. Water shurikens. Yuki's eyes widened when a large number of water shuriken was heading her way. Using her god speed, she evades each shuriken as she slammed in the river at blinding speed. Yuki saw Naruto heading towards the ground and went through some hand signs. Fox roaring blizzard. Yuki shot a fox-shaped icy wind out of her mouth towards her fellow blonde. Naruto went through some hand signs. Fox flare wave. Naruto shot out a wave of fire that took the shape of a fox towards Yuki's attack. Both jutsu collided, creating a fog of steam and explosion. Yui put away her weapon and crossed her arms. Naruto mimicked her action, then a fox seal appeared on both their hands. Fox fist. Light. Fox fist. Lightning. Yuki fist and foot were covered in light and Naruto's was covered in lightning. Then the blondes disappeared in a trail of light and lightning and were clashing and bouncing off each other at high speed. Akane narrowed her eyes as she witnessed the fight. Naruto-sama, improved, but he can't beat Yukikaze. Akane noticed Naruto was on the defensive the whole entire time since the taijutsu fight started. To the naked eye, it would seem they were even, but Akane could see Naruto blocking the majority of the time. Plus, his tails are disappearing. Naruto was having fun sparring with his fellow blonde. Naruto-sama, you became stronger, but I think you should know your tails are disappearing, so I think I should end this. Fox secret art. Shining fox crash. Yuki's whole body was enveloped in light that took the shape of a fox head and charged towards Naruto. Fox secret art. Lightning fox blitz. Naruto's body was covered in lightning and charged back at Yukikaze. When they clashed, they caused a huge explosion. Naruto was sent flying backwards and his Sage mode was cancelled. Yuki landed in front of him. Naruto-sama, are you okay? Naruto got up and approached the fox hybrid. Yeah, you are really strong, Naruto said, patting the girl's head, causing her to purr. Ah, It was nothing, Naruto-sama. Yuki responded. Naruto-sama, you have approved since I brought you here. But how about we all go to the spring? You two worked up a sweat. Naruto-sama, Yuki said as she edged into the kiss. She was currently making out with Naruto in the Fox Spirit Spring with her huge against Naruto's chest. I love you, Naruto-sama. I see things are getting out of control, Akane said as she walked in with Kushina, both in the nude. They stepped in the spring, signing in delight. Akane turned her attention to the blondes. Yuki, control your urges. I understand why you're doing it, but I don't want you taking Naruto-sama. That belongs to me. You mean me, Kushina said. Everyone looked at her like she was crazy. Kushina figured out what they were thinking. What? Incest is perfectly fine among clan members. Plus, I'm not human anymore. So it's fine. It's hard to ignore the alpha spirit coming from Sochi. Also he's kinda hot, Kushina said, holding up her e-cup towards Naruto. You can't tell me you could resist my girls. Naruto's face heated up. Please, mine are better. Don't you agree, Naruto-sama? Akane mimics Kushina's action, presenting her F-cup S. Naruto started sputtering out of control. What about mine, Naruto-sama? Yuki Sake, detaching herself from Naruto's chest and showing him her D-cup. The three fox ladies walked in front of Naruto, smothering him until he passed out. Fox Flare Wave. One of the clones of Naruto blew out a stream of fire that was shaped like a fox's head at a tree, burning it. Ready, go, a clone Kushina ordered. A Naruto clone then vanished then reappeared in multiple spots. Kushina smiled in pride. Naruto learned the fox illusion dance. Basically it is a quiet, smokeless shunshin. Off in the distance, Naruto and Akane disappeared in blinding speed, and from where they started, Akane appeared, then 15 seconds later Naruto. Good Naruto-sama, you're almost as fast at half 40% my speed. Those seals on you are doing a good job, but we're going to race again. Naruto was breathing hard as his Sage mode deactivated. He might have a lot of stamina but he was still tired. I'll beat you this time. The real Naruto was sparring with Kushina, using Kinjutsu. He had to admit, his mom was a badass. Thank you, Sochi. I forgot, you can read my mind. Naruto commented. Don't worry Sochi, I'll only read when it's the three of us. Kushina said with a had approved in the last year and a half and he had one more month before the graduation. He learned 9 ninjutsu, 3 for wind, fire and lightning. He learned the wind fist, which consists of redirecting attacks and light combos. He also learned the ice pick grip with a ninjutsu and shakudo. Ahsoka from Star Wars style. But what improved the most was his speed, which was their main goal. He was low Jonin at full speed, but if he uses Kushina's chakra which is two-tail at his max, he would be mid-Jonin. Alright Sochi, I think that's enough for the day. You'll be heading back to Konoha for the rest of the day before your graduation tomorrow. We'll come back from time to train but you need to go back. Naruto nodded and smiled. Okay Ka-chan, but can I take Arya? Sure, after all, she's your familiar. Akane said, appearing next to Kushina with Arya. She was actually asking about that herself. Arya won't be allowed to speak just yet but she can communicate with your mind. Also, you can take Yuki as well. By the way, how is your clone doing in Konoha? Naruto rubbed his temples. Basical, people still think I'm an idiot. Although I have a score that's enough to pass. But it'll be funny when they realize I've been hiding my skills. That's right, Sochi. Remember, only use what's necessary. Kushina said. I'm ready, Naruto-sama. Yuki said, appearing out of the blue. Naruto nodded. Arya jumped on his shoulder and Kushina placed her hand on his shoulder and turned to red chakra and went back into his seal. Naruto was then poofed away on the head of his father. Over the years, he received the clone memories at the academy. At first he was upset that the clone was making him look like an idiot. But after his mom told him it'll make people underestimate him, he was kinda excited but he did agree on hiding his skills until it was necessary to show them. He wore a tight black muscle shirt with orange lines down the short sleeve muscle shirt with black cargo pants and his 2 blades on his sides. I guess I'll go get some ramen. Naruto jumped from roof to roof towards his destination. Yuki hid in his shadows watching her master. Make sure you get beef ramen. Kushina commented in the seal. Naruto chuckled at his mom's comment and proceeded to the stand. The next day after breakfast, Naruto headed to the academy to find out what team he would be on, even though he had a sneaky suspension. His mom told him about how they put the dead last with the rookie and kunoichi of the year, so that means he would be paired with the Tem and his former crush. When he arrived, he made his way to the back of the class. Soon people started walking in one by one. When he saw Hinata walk in, she glanced at him before quickly turning away. Naruto signed. He realized the girl's affection for him and he was happy to have someone like him, he just didn't see her like that. He was going to ask her out on a date but Kushina told him not if he really didn't like her. She understood Naruto wanted to be loved but she didn't want him to be desperate, she wanted it to be genuine. Hope we can at least be friends. He saw the emo walking in and sat next to the window. He never understood why girls like the cool and cold type. I have to say it's kinda disappointing how low the academy went, the old man really let the civilian council go. If I was Hokage, I would have kicked their ass. Naruto, 13 years old, agreed with his mom. After training for the past 2.5 years, he saw the difference between actual training and what the academy calls training. I'm surprised you're here, loser. Naruto snapped out his thoughts when Kiba spoke to him, giving him a smug look. You might have gotten better but you're still a weakling. Don't you realize being a shinobi is only for true alphas like me? Kiba said, gaining everyone's attention. The only thing impressive about you is how you can leave your compound smelling like year-old barbecue sauce. You could really use a shower, mutt. Naruto said with a bored look. Everyone, even Sasuke, laughed at the insult. What did you say? Kiba asked in anger. Wow, you're so dumb. You responded with the most casual line. Alpha my ass. Naruto continued. Stop trying to hype yourself up and sit down. Why? You. Another uncommon line. Wow, you sure showed me. Naruto said, pulling out a book about seals. Listen, why don't you go get rid of the smell before you turn everyone face green? Alright, sit down, Iruka said, walking in. Kiba snorted. You're a pig now? Naruto asked, tilting his head. The class chuckled as Kiba gave the blonde a glare before taking his seat. Alright, the graduation exam will begin. I'll start by calling your names, you'll head to the next room and then perform the necessary jutsu. First up, Shino Aburame. One by one, the students began to perform the required jutsus to pass. Naruto was finally up and apparently he wasn't excited at all. He stepped in front with a bored expression. Alright, Naruto, to pass the graduation test, you have to perform the substitution jutsu, transformation jutsu and the bunshin jutsu. Naruto nodded. Iruka then threw a kunai at Naruto but Naruto substituted with a chair. Iruka turned around and saw Naruto in the back of the class. To substitute from that range was impressive. Naruto disappeared and was in front of the class. Now, transformation jutsu. Naruto transformed into Kushina, causing her mom to squeal in delight. While the students were confused, Iruka's eyes widened as recognition. The Red Death. Naruto, how do you know her? Naruto was contemplating telling him who she was, so he decided to ask his mom. Not yet, Sochi, but keep giving subtle hints. It's kind of funny. I had a dream about her for some reason. She was fighting a 1000 shinobi with a crimson sword like a badass. I kinda want to be like that. Such a stupid dream, Sakura commented. Naruto was saddened by her words. How dare that bitch disrespect someone's dream? How have you not gotten over her? It takes time, Ka-chan. But she's definitely making it easier. Naruto-sama, you also have us. We love you and I don't like that pink thing. She feels weak, Yuki said. Naruto and Kushina laughed. Now perform the clone jutsu. Iruka said. Can it be any form of clone? Naruto asked. Iruka nodded and Naruto smirked. He crossed his fingers even though he didn't need to. Shadow clone jutsu. Naruto surprised Iruka when 5 copies appeared. How's this, Iruka-sensei? All the Narutos said. How? That jutsu is an A rank. Iruka asked. An A rank jutsu. Wow, Naruto, Ino said. You see, I found out I couldn't perform regular clones because of my huge reserves. So I found this easier. Naruto said. Well, I have nothing to say but you pass. Iruka said with pride, handing Naruto his headband. Thanks, I have to go to the bathroom. Naruto said before walking in the hallway. He then made a clone so he could go. He decided to go celebrate with some ramen. Alright, I want to congratulate you all for becoming genin. I hope you strive forward and work hard in the future to accomplish your dream. Now I'll begin to announce your teams. Iruka began to announce the team. Team 7 will be Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto lifts his head up. Sakura Haruno. Sakura dropped her head in disappointment, causing Naruto to flinch a bit. I'm doomed. The Pinkett said. She really hates me, Naruto thought. Don't worry Naruto-sama. The voice of Yuki entered his head from his shadow. You have me. The pink girl just doesn't know how good of a guy you are. Thanks Yuki, Naruto said with a warm smile. And Sasuke Uchiha, Iruka finished. Yes, true love prevails, Sakura squealed. Naruto just couldn't understand her. Why go for a guy who didn't give a crap about you and was an ass? Honestly, I don't think she even knows what true love is. Naruto said. Iruka-sensei. Where did Mizuki-sensei go? Sakura asked. Iruka flinched and turned to Naruto. Canon. Remember, Naruto is hiding his skills. He was caught trying to steal the scroll of secrets. He betrayed the village and now he is serving time. Iruka said, still staring at Naruto. Team 1, fail. Team 2, fail. Each Jonin announced until Kakashi spoke. Team 7, pass. Hiruzen smiled at this. But why did Kakashi seem so confused? Team 8, pass. Kurenai said. Team 10, pass. Asuma said. Hiruzen nodded and turned to Kakashi. It looks like something is bothering you. Kakashi rubbed the back of his head. Yeah, it's about Naruto. I'm not sure what to say about him. Hiruzen narrowed his eyes. Explain. Well, how about we start with the introductions? When we introduced ourselves, it seemed like it was pretty normal. Sasuke wants revenge. Sakura wants to get into Sasuke pants. But when it was Naruto's turn. Alright Blondie, your turn. Kakashi said, gesturing to Naruto. Naruto nodded. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I have many likes, little dislikes and a couple dreams. Naruto said. Naruto, there has to be something else. After all we learned was, Kakashi's eyes widened. He then realized why Naruto answered so vaguely. Was my name, Naruto said, finishing his sentence. Since you didn't talk about yourself, it shows you don't trust us. So why should I trust you? Plus, these two don't like me. I think my name is good enough. Hiruzen was surprised. Naruto usually was open but what he said was actually intelligent and he partially blamed Kakashi for that. Well Kakashi, next time open up to your student and maybe he will in return. Hi, Kakashi responded. What about your test, Kakashi? Kurenai asked. Well, remember Sasuke, being the best isn't always being undefeatable. Kakashi said to Sasuke while the Uchiha head was sticking out of the ground. Damn, I should have accepted the Dobi's help. Sasuke said. Kakashi's eyes widened at this. Wait, are you saying Naruto asked you for help? Yeah, he brought me and Sakura together and said we should work together or some bullshit like that. Sasuke answered. So Naruto figured out the hidden meaning of the test. Kakashi thought, looking around but for some strange reason he couldn't sense Naruto anywhere. I expected him to charge me blindly but he's been acting like a shinobi. Kakashi thought before the timer rang. Alright, test over. Finally, Kakashi's eyes widened before turning around and seeing Naruto sitting on a stump. How did he get behind me? Kakashi thought as he approached his blonde student, with Sakura and Sasuke in tow. Naruto, how come you didn't try to get the bell? Well, I thought of the scenario as an A-rank mission. I knew I needed help, so I asked and was turned down. If I went in by myself, I would have lost and I feel like there's no point in trying something that guarantees 100% failure. I asked them both for help but they said no. So I just watched. Naruto explained, although he wasn't 100%. He probably could beat him with Sage Mode and all his training, but no one needed to know. Kakashi gave Naruto an eye smile. Good, you grasp the meaning of the test. What do you mean, Kakashi-sensei? What I mean, Sakura, the bells weren't the true objective. I was trying to see if I can get you to work together. Naruto knew this, but you and Sasuke didn't listen. Honestly, did you think two fresh genin could be a session jonin? And that's what happened, Kakashi said. Weird, I never thought Naruto-kun could be so calm and collective. Hiruzen said. Not only that, but he seems to be taller and toned. Like he's been working out. Kakashi added. I noticed that, Iruka said. When I announced the teams, he didn't badmouth Sasuke or cheered to be on Sakura's team. Ha ha ha, everyone turned to Anko. Oh man, the Gaki sure is something. What's so funny, Anko-san? Do you know anything? Kurenai asked. I don't know shit, Kurenai. But from what I got from the info, Foxy been wearing an idiot mask. He made everyone think he was a dumbass and dead last. But really, he is stronger than he's showing. But why hide from us? He could have been Rookie of the Year. Iruka asked. Tell me, Iruka, has Naruto ever complained about anything when it came to testing? Yeah, all the time. He used to complain a few years ago about having questions on the test that were too hard for him and I never taught him. When it came to target practice, he said the kunai and shuriken wouldn't stick and felt weird, as well as the taijutsu he used. He said he did it right because it was taught by. Iruka's eyes widened. Anko narrowed her eyes. By Mizuki, the guy who hated Naruto. It seems to me that Mizuki was sabotaging Foxy in front of your eyes, and your past hatred for the boy blinded you to check. But I had a change of heart. But not actions. All the time he was complaining, you dismissed it as him not paying attention. My theory is, Foxy gave up on the academy and trained in secret. He had no one to trust and kept it to himself. I know the feeling. When I took the Jonin test, I always failed, even though I reached the requirements. I wonder why. So I gave up and settled for Tokubetsu Jonin. Hiruzen looked worried about this. Kakashi, I want you to show Naruto you will not make the same mistakes as his past instructors. We don't know how strong he is, but don't force it out of him. This meeting is age. Hiruzen was cut off when Neko and a lot of female Anbu walked in. Neko, what are you and the others doing here? I was asked to tell you to use your crystal ball to spy on the men's Anbu quarters. Neko said. Hiruzen gave her a confused look and took out his crystal ball. The male apartment appeared, but nothing seemed weird. All of a sudden, the building exploded with different colors of paint. Ha ha ha. Naruto can be seen jumping out one of the windows, being chased by Anbu that looked like they were hit by a paint storm. Anko was laughing her ass off. Kurenai shook her head disapprovingly. Neko blushed a bit. Wow, he didn't want to hurt the woman. How nice of Uzumaki-san. But look at the Gaki, he evades the Anbu so easily. This kid is awesome, Anko commented. Seeing Naruto maneuver around civilians as the Anbu chased him, Naruto led them to an ally. Looks like the kid is trapped, Asuma said. Nowhere to run, brat, one of the Anbu said. Naruto smirked and made a clone. Now Jeej, watch as I potentially kill the Anbu and every male in your office. Naruto said, confusing everyone. Soon Naruto and the clone were covered in smoke. The clone disappeared and Yuki came out of his shadow in the nude. When the smoke cleared, Naruto and Yuki were making S pushed together. All the male rocket back it in a nosebleed, passing. Naruto unhinged and took out a marker, then started to mark the victims. Haha, gotta say. The kid is great, Anko said, but that's just demeaning to Wo. Kurenai was cut off when Naruto climbed into the window and started to mark all the men. He looked at the women and bowed. Good day, ladies, Naruto said before poofing away. Yugao walked up to examine the men and gasped. What is it, Yugao? What did that pervert do? Kurenai asked. First of Kurenai, he's not a pervert, he used an anti-pervert jutsu. What he did was a seductive assassination. He did whatever any kunoichi would do on a mission if they had to interrogate. And by doing that, he killed them, Anko said, analyzing the men. Every place marked by the marker would be an instant kill. Naruto-kun just used a prank to take out male Anbu, Jonin and the Hokage. Kurenai was speechless. How did the dead last of the class pull off something on this scale? He used Yugao to get the Hokage to watch the prank, used an anti-pervert jutsu to knock out the males and practically killed them with his performance. I guess I was wrong. I do admit, he has some great infiltration skills also, and to be able to escape, he would have been good on my team. What happened? Hiruzen asked. Get this, Naruto-kun gave you a slit mark on your vitals after you passed out. He sent a shadow clone in here to mark you and the rest of the perverts. He used Yugao's message to bait you guys into spying on him and knocked you guys out with his Waijutsu. Enko said, laughing her ass off. I see, well, wake up the rest and you're dismissed. Hiruzen said embarrassingly. As everyone left, the men were embarrassed and the women were glaring. Enko was curious about the Jinchuriki. Maybe it's time to do a little digging. Ahahahahaha. That was awesome, Kushina said, laughing on the grass. Naruto just informed them about his prank. I wish I was awake. Naruto-sama, you make us foxes proud. You infiltrate a base and took out multiple threats. Not only that, during your Jonin test, you hid your presence and your skills, while still passing the test. You are now a mystery. Akane said. Kissing Naruto-sama was nice, though my body is only for Naruto-sama. Yuki said. So what are you going to do about your team? Kushina asked. Well, I'll try to get them to cooperate with them, but once they up, there will be no friendship between us. It's too bad, Kushina said. I was friends with both of their mothers. I am not sure why Mebuki let her daughter act like this, but Makoto would have been disappointed. Well, enough of the chatter. Yukikaze and Naruto-sama, sparring time. We still have to extend your Sage Mode, Naruto-sama. Plus, try using the Hiraishin in your fight. Akane said, hand Naruto the kunai. And after, we will have our Kenjutsu spar. Kushina added. The next day, Naruto was making his way towards the bridge to meet his team. He couldn't believe what kind of teammates he had. Sure, Sasuke was talented and Sakura was smart. But their flaws negated all the good things about them. Sasuke was selfish and only cared for himself, priding himself too much because he was a Uchiha. Sakura would become a dog when she was around Sasuke. His crush on the girl was almost gone. If she wasn't a fangirl and a violent one too, he could say he would still hold her high as Kami. But she was nothing but a disappointment. Naruto decided to invite them to breakfast at Ichiraku's since Kakashi most likely was going to be late and try to build up the team bond. Hey guys, Naruto said, approaching the bridge. Sasuke just looked at him and turned back to sigh over the lake. Sakura just glared at him for no reason. Naruto sighed, these two can't even say good morning. So anyway, since Kakashi-sensei is most likely going to be late, I was wondering if you two wanted to go to Ichiraku's. We're a team, so getting to know each other better would be good for us. No, I don't need to. I'll get strong on my own. You two are just deadweight. Sasuke said. Come on, Tem. It's just ramen. Naruto responded, but slowly getting irritated. Naruto baka, leave Sasuke-kun alone. He said no. Sakura said. But Sakura-chan, wouldn't it be better if you stopped talking? Yeah, I agree, Sakura said, cutting Naruto off. Naruto was getting angry but tried to calm himself down. How about you then? Want to get something to eat? I'm just trying to be a good teammate. Like I want to be seen with you. This could be one of your tricks to get a date with me. Well, I'm not falling for it, Sakura said. Just leave us alone, you'll only drag us down. Sakura said before she and Sasuke felt killer intent. They both turned to the blonde and felt pressure around him as the ground cracked. Sakura fell on the concrete, shaking in fear. And Naruto. Shut it, Naruto said in a deep voice, startling the other two. I'm done. I'm trying to be a good teammate and make us the best team ever, but you two are so selfish and shallow that you can't see past your own egos. Fine, I'm done talking to you. It's a shame that the rookie and the kunoichi of the year will be the reason this team becomes a disappointment. Well, I had with the both of you, I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. Naruto said, walking away from the two, and jumped up in the tree. You two need to grow up. Sasuke and Sakura were shocked at their normally quiet teammate, just yelling at them. Especially Sakura was stunned. Naruto had just snapped at Sakura and in pure rage. She didn't know why, but she felt hurt by this. It doesn't matter. Tomorrow he'll be begging me for a date. But she didn't know how wrong she was. Hey my cute little genin, are we ready for our first mission? Kakashi asked, after arriving 2 hours later, but everyone was quiet. Naruto may have had problems with his 2 teammates, but he could give his sensei a chance. Sure sensei, how about after this, we get some ramen? My treat, Naruto asked. Sure, why not? It's been a while since I had a bowl. Kakashi responded as they proceed to the tower. Hello, welcome to Higurashi Weapon Shop, Tenten said behind the counter. Hey, am I welcome here? Naruto asked. Yeah, why wouldn't you be? Tenten asked until it came to realization. Is it because of the fox in your tummy? Naruto's eyes widened. How did you find out about that? I was in the same orphanage as you. When you were kicked out, they complained how dangerous you were since you had the Kyuubi in you. They also called you a Jinchuriki as well. After starting my weapon training, I started to study Fuinjutsu a bit and figured everything out. Tenten said. And you don't think I'm a demon? Nope, I know how sealing works. Tenten said, but was surprised when Naruto hugged her. Thank you. She got over her shock and returned the hug. No problem, we're friends now. After all, who wouldn't want to be friends with a hero? Tenten teased. Naruto chuckled and backed away. So what can I do for you? Naruto pulled out a scroll and released what was inside. Tenten's eyes turned to stars as Naruto released 3 swords. A longsword, broadsword and ninjutsu. Can you inspect these for me? You know Kenjutsu? Tenten asked. Yeah, but keep it a secret. I know 4 different styles and want to keep it a secret. Naruto said, confusing Tenten. Then why tell me? Because we're best friends now and I think you're cooler than most people I met. Naruto said. But we just met. Yeah, I know. I just don't have many friends. Naruto said. Tenten was quiet and realized she didn't really have a best friend either. Sure, her teammates were cool, but she wouldn't say they were best friends. And the fact that Naruto knew Kenjutsu would make him a perfect training partner. Sure, best friends. This is ridiculous, Naruto said to his mom. It's been 2 months since Team 7 was formed, and to his surprise, they were the worst team even though they had the Rookie of the Year and Kunoichi of the Year. Sasuke was a high horse jackass and Sakura was his personal toy. He didn't even consider Sakura human, she was the Uchiha pet. Kakashi was tolerable except when he read those books causing his mom to scream in his head. I know what you mean, how are these 2 allowed to be shinobi? Makoto would be disappointed. And why does Mebuki allow her daughter to act like this? She was a chunin before she retired. Kushina said. Currently Team 7 is headed to the Hokage office to receive another mission. They just cleaned the Inuzuka compound, but for some strange reason, the dogs were obedient when it came to Naruto, so he decided to be the one to walk them while Sakura and Sasuke cleaned the compound. Ah, Team 7, greetings. I assume you are here for another mission. Hiruzen said as Kakashi and his team arrived in the office. Yes, we'll take another D rank, miss. No. Everyone turned to Sasuke, who was the one who shouted. Excuse me Hokage-sama, but I believe me and my team are more than ready for a higher tier mission. We won't get any stronger doing these chores. Hiruzen looked at Sasuke, then Kakashi. Do you believe they are ready? Kakashi looked at his team. Sasuke was ready in skill, but mentally, he was not. He wouldn't work with his teammates and his ego could get him killed. Sakura, while smart, was not ready. She was still at the level of an average genin. Then there was Naruto, his mystery student. He knew Naruto was mentally ready. He hid information about himself from, and used the genin test to hide his skills because his teammates wouldn't work with him. But he wasn't sure how strong he was in combat. Excuse me sir, but may I get back to you on that tomorrow? Hiruzen raised one eyebrow in confusion but nodded. Yes, that'll be fine Kakashi. Kakashi bowed and led his team out the tower. Alright, Sasuke and Sakura. You 2 have the rest of the day off. Naruto, you come with me. Sasuke and Sakura were surprised, while Naruto was confused. Wonder what Kakashi-sensei wants with me. Why are you taking the Dobi with you? Are you giving him special training? Sasuke seethed. Nothing of the sort. Now you and Sakura go. Kakashi ordered. Sasuke and Sakura left the two. Sasuke was angry, while Sakura tried to cheer him up. Naruto looked at his teammates and turned to his sensei. So, what do you want, sensei? Kakashi gave Naruto an eye smile and placed his hand on Naruto's shoulder. They shunshin away to a private training ground. Naruto looked around, then turned his attention back to Kakashi. Kakashi walked to the opposite side of the field from his blonde student and turned to face him. Naruto, I believe you are the only one mentally ready for a mission outside the village. You have high-level stealth and you also know the Shadow Clone Jutsu, which is difficult for most Jonin. But with that said, I don't know how strong you are in combat. Naruto's eyes widened. Now he knew why he was here. I see, you want to spar with me. Precisely, I took you to a private training ground where no one will see us fight. I know you're hiding some skills and I want to see if you are ready. Sasuke is skilled but he's mentally unstable. Sakura is not ready at all, so if you have the skill and mentally for a mission of C rank or higher, I'll consider us ready. Naruto started to sweat. Damn, Ka-chan, what should I do? Don't use any fox techniques except the genjutsu if you need to. I'll give permission to use my and your father's skills. Make him promise not to tell anyone, and if he asks how you know it, say your father sealed a clone in you and passed the knowledge to you. Kushina said. Naruto nodded. Kakashi-sensei, I'll happily show you some of my skills, but you have to promise not to spill a word of what I do. I trust you, and once you break it, I'm not sharing anymore. Kakashi hesitated but nodded. Sure, it's not uncommon for people to hide their skills. I promise on my headband. Naruto gave Kakashi a appreciated smile and got into his father taijutsu stance, which surprised the Jonin. The hummingbird stance, but how? Naruto dashed forward towards Kakashi, who got in a defensive position. Naruto smirked and jumped to the side and did a smokeless shunshin. Not only is he fast, but to pull off a shunshin like that without a trail, shows he has high control. Kakashi turned around and blocked a kick from Naruto. Naruto jumped back from Kakashi to gain momentum. Kakashi took this chance and charged the blonde. Naruto bit his thumb and wiped it on his arm, summoning his sword. He held it in reverse position like it weighed a feather and swiped at Kakashi, which caused the Jonin to bend backwards. Naruto started to twirl his sword around and charged the Jonin. Kakashi brought out some kunai and started to parry Naruto attacks, but his sword was heavy on the receiving end. I got to say, Naruto, you're full of surprises and your kenjutsu and taijutsu styles are very. Kakashi-sensei, I know about my parents. Naruto interrupted, shocking Kakashi for a third time. We'll speak after. Well, alright, since you know kenjutsu and I'm sure you have a good handle on your father's taijutsu. Let's see some ninjutsu, Kakashi said. Naruto smirked and pulled out 4 familiar-looking kunai. He went through some hand signs while the kunai was in the air. Shadow kunai jutsu. The kunai multiplied and surrounded Kakashi. Kakashi was nervous, surely he didn't know that jutsu. Don't blink, sensei, Naruto said before disappearing in an orange flash. Kakashi started to look around rapidly for his blonde student. Naruto appeared to his right and threw a palm strike towards the Cyclops. Kakashi blocked and went for a counter, but Naruto teleported again. Naruto kept repeating this, landing a few hits on Kakashi, but the Jonin was less successful. Naruto teleported to the furthest kunai and made a clone. Kakashi eyed them cautiously as they went through 2 different hand signs. Fire style. Phoenix flower jutsu. Wind style. Great breakthrough. Combining the jutsu, created a huge wave of flame on par with a B rank jutsu. Earth style. Earth wall. Kakashi created a huge wall, blocked the attack. He let out a breath of relief until he heard a swirling noise behind him. He turned to see Naruto with a sphere of chakra in his hand. Rasengan. Naruto called before slamming the attack on the ground in front of Kakashi. Naruto looked up at his sensei and smiled. I wasn't going to hit you with that. Kakashi chuckled. Well, I appreciate that. I think we're done. You're more than ready. Now can you explain how you know those jutsu and about your parents? Naruto nodded and began to explain what happened in his mind beside his mom being the Kyuubi and the fox contract. Kakashi was surprised, but he should have expected that from someone like his sensei. Well, that's a lot to take in. Why haven't you told the Hokage or anyone else? Ka-chan said, screw him for keeping my clan a secret, and how do you think she felt when she found out about my life in the village? Plus, you rescued me when I was younger and I need at least one person to trust. It'll be hard to sneak around everyone with a jutsu like this. Naruto asked. Kakashi understood. Honestly, Kushina would have probably massacred the village if she was alive. Okay, thanks for trusting me with all this, Naruto. Now get some rest for tomorrow. We're taking our first C-rank mission. I'll be relying on you more than the then too. You'll make up for the gap in skill. Goodbye. So have you decided if your team is ready? Hiruzen asked. Yes, I believe they're ready. Kakashi answered, while looking at Naruto. Alright Anbu, send in the client. Soon a chubby old man walked in, drinking some sake. Is this my protection? The girl looks like she couldn't lift 20 pounds. The dark-haired don't know how to take care of hair and the blonde looks weaker than my grandson, the man said. And you look like you couldn't walk here without taking 30 breaks. Naruto retorted. Team 7 chuckled a bit, even a bit at the insult. I assure you, Chizuna-san, my genin is more than ready to take on a few bandits. Kakashi said, causing Chizuna to flinch. Naruto, Kakashi and Hiruzen narrowed their eyes on the drunk. Sochi, you most likely will be facing Shinobi. When you do whatever it takes to survive even if it means revealing more than you want to. I don't want you to die. Understood, Kushina said, leaving no room for argument. Hi Ka-chan, I will do whatever it takes. Naruto said, getting a nod of approval from his mom. Well, make sure you protect me with your lives. Chizuna said before leaving. Alright my little genin, pack up and meet at the gate tomorrow at 6 a.m. Kakashi ordered. The genin nodded and walked out the door. Naruto ran ahead, confusing Sasuke and Sakura. Once he was outside, he ran in a dark alley and disappeared in a puff of smoke after going through some hand signs. Naruto appeared in the spirit forest in front of Akane, who was eating some fruit from the tree she was sitting under. Hey, Akane-chan. Akane opened her eyes and jumped to her feet. Naruto-sama, why are you here? Don't you have to prepare for tomorrow? Yeah, that's why I'm here. I was wondering how many of the fox warriors, fox hybrids, I can take with me on the mission. Naruto asked the fox leader. Well Yuki is your personnel guard, but I think I can allow one more. Why do you think Yuki is not enough? I'm pretty sure she is more than enough, but I don't think it'll be a C-rank mission. Chizuna was lying about the mission rank for some reason, so I don't want to take any chances. Akane smiled. She was glad Naruto was being cautious, but he needed to believe in himself more. Naruto-sama, I think Yuki and Arya will be enough alongside you and your sensei. Fox warriors are AS-rank beings, you only summon them during emergencies. That's why you only have one as a guard. But I'm proud you're trying to be prepared. Naruto nodded. Alright, well I better go then. See you later, Akane-chan. Naruto said before disappearing. Naruto was meditating back to back with Yuki, both trying to strengthen their senses. As they were meditating, they felt 4 people approaching, most likely Team 7 and the drunk. Yuki, in my shadow. You can't be seen. Hi, Naruto-sama, call me if anything goes wrong and I'll be there, that I will. The fox warrior said before disappearing in his shadow. Naruto, you're here early, Sakura said, approaching him alongside Sasuke. I had nothing better to do and decided to train my senses. Kakashi-sensei and the drunk will be here in less than 2 minutes. Naruto said. Where are your things? Sakura asked. Naruto held up 3 scrolls before pocketing them. Storage scrolls. How did you get those? I heard those were expensive. Sakura asked. I made them. Naruto said. Yeah right, an idiot like you can't do something as complex as seals. Sakura said. Sochi, I really want to kill her. Kushina said. Well Sakura, you're the one who's an idiot. Naruto retorted, surprising the girl. I thought a book nerd like you would know about the Uzumaki clan. Apparently I overestimated you. Please, like such a clan exist. Sakura said, mad at the insult Naruto gave her. Then asked Kakashi-sensei. Naruto said, walking towards the gate while holding himself back from killing the girl. Fine, I'll ask him about your non-existing clan. Sakura was taunted but shivered when the blonde glared at her with hate. Shut up, Sakura. You don't know how it feels to be the last of your clan. It's not something to make fun of, Naruto said before walking away. He's right. Sakura turned to Sasuke. To be the last of your clan is unbearable and shouldn't be laughed at. But he's lying. Have you ever heard of the Uzumaki clan? Sakura asked. No, but I do know one thing. Naruto never lies, Sasuke said. I'll ask Kakashi-sensei. I'm pretty sure that Baka is making it up. Ask me what? Kakashi asked, walking alongside Tazuna. Naruto said he's part of a clan, is it true? Sakura asked. So he decided to tell you? Kakashi asked, looking at his blonde student, seeing him give a nod. Come along. I'll tell you on the way to wave, Kakashi said as he and Sakura walked forward, Sasuke on Tazuna left and Naruto at the rear. So Sakura, about Naruto's clan. It's true, they were real and the reason you never heard of them is because they were never part of the village. They had their own called Uzu. They were peaceful people and their home was surrounded by multiple whirlpools that can rip anything that comes through to pieces. Well, what happened to them? Why isn't Naruto with them? Sakura asked. Didn't you hear him before? He's the last of his clan. They were wiped out by not one but 3 villages because of the fear of their powers. The Uzumakis had abnormal chakra reserves like Naruto does, that's why he couldn't perform the standard Bunshin. It wasn't that he was weak but too strong for the jutsu. With their reserves they could manipulate the elements around them like earth, wind and water with ease. They also had talent in the field of kenjutsu and a high level of stamina and endurance. But their most feared quality was their fuinjutsu skills. Most shinobi underestimate fuinjutsu because to the naked eye, it doesn't seem like much, but that's not the case. Fuinjutsu cannot only seal things in scroll or make paper bombs, they can seal or destroy dojutsu, alter lands, create barriers and summon things like fire, lightning and so on. The Uzumaki were on a level on their own when it came to fuinjutsu and no one came close to their level, not even Master Jiraiya or the Yondaime. You probably don't know this, but outside the Uzumaki clan, most seal masters only reach level 8 as a seal master. Then how high does the rank go towards the Uzumaki clan? Sakura asked. Sasuke and Tazuna were listening as well. Well, I'm not sure. Level 12. Everyone turned to Naruto. After level 8, if most people try to perform any level 9 seals or above, they would suffer from chakra exhaustion or die because of how complex it could be. Naruto said. What kind of seals are dangerous enough for something like that? I'll give you an example of one. My clan has a fuinjutsu that can create a black hole and destroy anything inside, plus most high-level fuinjutsu require us to use our dense chakra to write a seal pattern on our hand. Naruto answered. Wow, Sakura said. She hated to admit it but she was wrong about the blonde. Sorry about earlier. I guess you were right. Sure, it's fine, Naruto replied without caring. But can I ask you something if you don't mind? What level are you at the moment, Naruto? If you can make seal scrolls, you must be at least level 3 or 4. Sakura asked. Naruto thought for a moment before answering. Fine, but keep this to yourselves, don't tell no one, understand? The group gave him a nod. I'm level 9 and the only reason for that is because I'm missing some of my clan scrolls. Everyone's eyes widened at this, even Kakashi. You already surpassed Master Jiraiya. That's amazing. It's not that hard at all. I just seem to understand what is written in fuinjutsu, like another language or something. Naruto said. It might be a mind bloodline, that's why it's easy for you. Kakashi said. Naruto shrugged and the group continued to walk towards their destination. As they were walking, Naruto felt 2 chakra signatures up ahead, both were high chunin. He looked ahead and saw a puddle in the middle of the road. Really? A puddle in the middle of the road, when it hasn't rained in weeks? Well, it seems you and Kaka-kun are the only ones who noticed. It seems you two were right about the drunk lying. Still, It's nothing you can't handle, Kushina said from within the seal. Naruto turned to Kakashi, who gave him a nod. Naruto approaches Tazuna slowly, prepared to guard and ready to activate his seal to his ninjutsu. As the team walked past the puddle, 2 chains shot out the chain and wrapped around Kakashi, shredding him into pieces. Kakashi-sensei, Sakura called in horror. Without no one seeing, Naruto made 2 seal-less clones and threw them to the 2 chunin. One Dao-Uk. One of the ninja called in pain as Naruto's clone lariat one of them. The other one kicked the other in the face, knocking both of them to the ground. The real Naruto ran up to them, threw his sword between the chains and extended his arms, shooting out adamantine chains and wrapping them around the missing nins. Kakashi-sensei, you can come out now, Naruto called. What are you talking about, you moron? Kakashi-sensei is dead, Sakura yelled. Kakashi appeared out of nowhere, surprising the Pinkett. Sensei. But how? You are so blind. Look over there, Naruto said, pointing to the shredded log. Sakura realized how Naruto knew Kakashi was alive. A Kawarimi. He is one of the best jonin in the village. There's no way these chumps can beat him. Sakura didn't say anything since she was embarrassed. Good job, Naruto. I didn't know you unlocked your bloodline. Wanted to surprise you, Naruto responded. Damn, Naruto is strong. Maybe he won't be such a deadweight after all. But these guys are weaklings. I need more of a challenge and Sakura is useless. At least Naruto can back me up, Sasuke said. How strong is Naruto? This is way different from the academy and he's the last of a powerful clan like Sasuke-kun. Maybe, he's stronger than Sasuke-kun. No, Sasuke-kun is the rookie of the year. He's still the best, Sakura told herself. What are those chains? Sensei said that's a bloodline. That's right, when these chains make contact with someone, it nullifies chakra usage. You can try to break free but it requires a lot of physical strength to do so. But if I add more chakra to the chains, it wouldn't matter. Naruto explained. That's amazing, Sakura said. Now, let me interrogate the 2. Kakashi said, walking up to the missing nin. Actually, Sensei, can I try? Naruto asked. Kakashi turned to Naruto and nodded. Thanks, I'm going to take them behind the trees just in case they get loud, Naruto said, dragging the 2 with his chains after grabbing his sword. Just to let you know, we're not afraid of you, Mizu said. Naruto ignored them and started to whistle as he dragged them a little further. Did you hear me, brat? You're wasting your time, we're not telling you shit. Naruto stopped and turned to them with a scary smile. He pulled out his sword and cut off Mizu's right leg, causing him to scream. Brother, Gozu cried out. Do you feel like talking yet? He's going to bleed out until he dies, Naruto said in a calm tone, bending down in front of Gozu. I thought you were supposed to ask me questions before you do something like this, Gozu said. As long as he's alive, it shouldn't matter. Now, what are you after? And every time you don't answer, that's another limb, Naruto said with a sadistic smile. So unless you want your brother to turn into a human meatball, talk. Fine, I'll talk. We were sent by Gato to kill the bridge builder and stop him from building the bridge. Who else is coming after the old man? I doubt it's just you 2. Naruto said. The demon of the mist and one of the swordsmen of the mist, Gozu answered. Naruto stood up and gave them a smile. Thanks, because of this, you won't die today, Naruto said before knocking both of them out and tying them up. Soon the surround started to fade and the Naruto that spoke to the brothers did as well, revealing the real Naruto whistling and Mizu's body intact. Fox Phantom Song. You improved with the genjutsu, Sochi. Tricking them to think you cut off his leg was amazing, Kushina commented from within the seal. Thanks, Ka-chan, Naruto said before approaching his team. Judging by the screaming we heard, I say you were successful, Kakashi said. Yeah, turns out they were after the old man. Apparently Gato is after him and one of the swordsmen of the mist is working with him, Naruto said. You might want to call some Anbu to pick the scrubs up. Kakashi nodded and turned to Tazuna, who was panicking. You lied to us, now we know a Jonin will be coming after us, this mission is an A rank. We did not sign up for this. We're not prepared for this, we're just genin. Sakura said. I'm sorry but I didn't have enough money. You see, my village was taken over by that tyrant Gato and my village was dried up of all its funds. With this bridge, it'll connect us to the mainland and we will be able to survive and flourish again but since you're in the way, Gato wants you dead. Naruto finished. Naruto turned to his sensei, who was contemplating their next action. I think we should help them or we have a repeat of what happened to my clan's village, we can't abandon our allies. Naruto said. Naruto, we aren't ready for this. I say we should go back and have someone else do it. Sakura said. I don't care what you think, Sakura, all you do is think about yourself or the Tem. Naruto said, causing the Pinkett to flinch. Sakura was shocked at how Naruto was treating her lately. Honestly, she kind of miss him crushing on her. I agree with Naruto, we should go. Sasuke said, surprising Sakura. Kakashi turned to Sasuke and back to Naruto. He was confident Naruto could handle himself and Sasuke was stronger than an average chunin. Sakura was smart enough to avoid conflict but she was the weakest, at the same time. With Naruto's clones, he could make up for her weakness. We'll continue this mission. Kakashi turned to Tazuna with a glare. When this is over, you pay the rest of the money. Kakashi then pulled a scroll and wrote something in it before calling a messenger bird and storing the scroll in the bird. I'll send someone to pick these guys up. I understand. Tazuna responded. The group proceeded to the Wave Village. And thank you. Anko was at the dango stand, enjoying some dangos when her friend walked in the shop and joined her. Anko stopped eating and noticed Kurenai was in a bad mood. Asuma again. Is it that easy to guess? Kurenai asked. Yay, you rarely get upset and when you do, it's about the smoker. All I asked him was to take me out on a date. Kurenai started, and his idea was to sit at home and watch a movie. Knowing him, he's trying to get laid. Why are men so difficult, especially the good-looking ones? Sure, good-looking, Anko said. From what I'm hearing, you seem to doubt my taste in men. Kurenai said with a glare and a smirk. Well, he seems kind of boring. Anko said with a shrug. How about going out with Iruka? I'm pretty sure he has a thing for you and he's only a few years older than you. Kurenai suggested. Because he's a rule pansy, I can see it now. He would only let me drink 1 cup of sake a week and cut my dango time in half. No thanks, Anko said. Then what kind of guy do you want? Kurenai asked. Someone unpredictable, exciting, has tasty blood and a lot of stamina. Anko answered. Kurenai sighed. What kind of guy are you asking for? A battle-loving rebel. Achoo. Naruto sneezed out of nowhere. Bless you, Kakashi said. Weird, I thought you were immune to sickness. I'm not sick, it just came out of nowhere. Naruto responded, rubbing his nose. Maybe someone is thinking of you, probably a girl. Kakashi teased. Yeah right, who would think about that idiot? Sakura said. Hey Sakura, did anyone ask you for your opinion? No, then shut up if all you're going to do is insult me. Naruto retorted in a calm voice. Sakura seethed in anger and sadness. Naruto was really rude to her now. He used to just take the insults but now it seems like he really hated her. Why do you keep insulting me? I don't know, I guess I just wanted to fit in with everyone else. We're not in the academy anymore, Sakura. It's just us, I can be the greatest friend but will it really hurt to be nice to me? Naruto asked before stopping in his tracks. He then took a kunai and threw it in some bushes. He slowly approached the bush and moved some of the leaves out the way, revealing a white rabbit. A white rabbit? Naruto, how could you do that to the poor creature? Sakura yelled. Use your eyes, that rabbit is white. What does that mean, Sakura? Naruto asked, confusing the girl. Huh, I don't know. Sakura responded, hugging the rabbit. It shouldn't be white unless it was raised in cold temperatures. Kakashi said. It was raised indoors, which means a substitution. Get down, Naruto yelled, grabbing Sakura and Tazuna, while Kakashi grabbed Sasuke. A huge sword flew above their head and embedded into a tree. Then a man jumped and stood on top of the handle. Who's he? Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the mist. Kakashi answered. Kakashi of the Sharingan, I'm honored. Zabuza responded. Sochi, you have to fight him, he'll be perfect for your swordsman training. You haven't used your sword since you got it. Kushina said excitedly. What, do you think I can beat him? Of course. Akane and I trained you to represent the Fox Sage. You have to be strong to survive. Plus I took on all 7 swordsmen and won. You were trained by 2 of the strongest beings in the elemental nation. Kushina said. Fine, I'll fight if Sensei loses. Naruto said. Protect the bridge builder. I'll handle Zabuza. Kakashi ordered. The genin surround Tazuna, all 3 of them pulling out a kunai. Naruto-sama, I sense someone watching us, that I do. Yukikaze said from within Naruto. Up in the trees, should I go after them? No, let's see what they are after. Most likely an accomplice, but let's wait. Naruto responded. They began to watch the battle. Zabuza used the hidden mist jutsu to cover the field with mist. Naruto smiled and closed his eyes. He was concentrating on the sound of a vibration and connecting his chakra with the mist. He felt 2 more Zabuzas appear. Sensei. Zabuza created 2 clones in the mist. Naruto said. Kakashi turned to Naruto and smirked under his mask. Thanks, can you pinpoint them? Yeah. Naruto pulled out his ninjutsu and slashed behind him. Got one, the other one is behind you, watch out. Naruto said. Zabuza cut Kakashi in half but was shocked when Kakashi turned to water. He copied my jutsu, but the blonde should have sensed it and less. He turned to Naruto and saw him with a smile on his face. They played me. That's right, your clone was easy to deal with. Kakashi said, pointing a kunai at the back of the swordsman's neck. Kakashi, you should realize, it's not that easy. Zabuza said, turning to water. Naruto's eyes widened. He was never here. Kakashi was sent flying backwards by Zabuza's kick. Kakashi collected himself and slid across the lake. I got you. Kakashi's eyes widened and turned to Zabuza, who appeared beside him. Water style. Water prison jutsu. Zabuza trapped Kakashi in a water sphere. Damn, you 3. Take. Kakashi-sensei. Naruto cut his sensei off and stared into his sensei eyes, giving him a silent message. Kakashi stared at his student and remembered their spar. Naruto is strong and he knew the boy wasn't arrogant. Maybe, just maybe. Naruto, can you handle this? What, sensei? Naruto is a genin. He can fight a jonin. Sakura said, jumping in the conversation. Naruto just stared at his sensei, his blue eyes turning slit. Alright Naruto, get me out of here. Kakashi said. Ahahaha, you think this brat can stop me? Zabuza taunted. Naruto smirked as a bunch of seals appeared out of his body and circled around him like a bunch of chains. The seals broke and when it did, Naruto's chakra exploded, blowing away the mist. Zabuza, Sasuke, Sakura and Tazuna were surprised at the feeling coming from Naruto. What is this strength coming from Naruto? There's no way he could be this strong. Sasuke thought. Wow, is this chakra I fell? And what were those marks on his body? How strong is Naruto? Sakura thought. Naruto bit his thumb and wiped it on his arm, summoning his fox blade. He spun his blade around and then pointed towards Zabuza. Now let's get started, Naruto said with ki in his voice. You think you're good enough to fight me? Zabuza asked. He made 2 water clones in front of him. See if you can handle these guys first. Naruto narrowed eyes and zoomed between the clones and appeared behind them, standing on water. The 2 water clones turned to puddles. What do you think now? Impressive, but those clones are about 1/10 of my strength. So this, Zabuza paused when the edge of a sword was about to cut his face. Zabuza ducked under the blade but unfortunately for him, Naruto was prepared. He kicked Zabuza away from the water prison, releasing Kakashi. Zabuza collected himself and looked up to see Naruto above him, bringing down his sword. Zabuza blocked it but was almost forced underwater. How is the brat this strong? You should not forget, no brows. There's 2 of us. Zabuza's eyes widened at Naruto's word as Kakashi appeared behind and roundhouse kicked Zabuza away. Good job Naruto, now leave it to me. But stay by me as backup, just in case. Kakashi said. And Naruto, good job. It doesn't matter, you 2 are dead. Zabuza said, going through some hand signs. Kakashi began to go through the same hand signs, surprising Zabuza, since he was mixing fake signs into it. Water style. Water dragon jutsu. Both Jonin attacks collided with each other, canceling each other out. How did you copy my jutsu? Kakashi finished. Are you reading my mind? Enough. Zabuza yelled, irritated by the copy nin. He went through another set of hand signs but Kakashi copied him and was able to finish before him. Water style. Water shockwave jutsu. Kakashi launched a spiraling water attack at Zabuza, hitting and slamming him onto the surface. How can you see the future? Zabuza asked. Yes, and now I see your death. Kakashi said, whipping out his kunai. Then out of nowhere, Zabuza was sent flying by Senbons hitting him in the neck. You were right, he did die. A hunter nin appeared. Who are you? Kakashi asked weary. I'm a hunter nin and I've been hunting Zabuza for quite some time now. When the hunter nin said that, Naruto's eyes flashed red and he narrowed his eyes. He extended his arms and chains flew out and wrapped around the hunter nin's body. What are you doing? You were lying. You've been watching us the whole entire time and you can't lie in front of me, it's a special ability of mine. Naruto said, making the hunter nin gulp. Now to kill no brows. Wait, please, he's all I have. He's like a father to me. Naruto was shocked to hear this and the hunter nin wasn't lying. He started to feel guilty but they were the enemies. Please. What's your name? Naruto asked. Haku. The hunter nin answered. Why is Zabuza working for scum like Gato? Naruto asked. Someone as strong as him can kill Gato with ease. Because of his pride as a swordsman, he decided to take the job for Kiri. I see. Kakashi started. The mist is at war now since the Mizukage decided to exterminate all bloodlines. So Zabuza. Yes, he needs money for the rebels and this was the highest paying job. He attacked the Mizukage to try and prevent the war but failed since the Mizukage is a Jinchuriki. Haku answered, making Naruto flinch. Well Haku, I'll make you a deal. You help me kill Gato and take his money, then we will give you and no brows double the amount he owes you and I'll speak to Jiji, I mean the Hokage, into building an alliance when the war is over and if your side wins. I'm not sure, it's either that or die. Kakashi added in. Naruto is close to the Hokage and is an orphan, so he understands you. You really don't have much of an option if you really care for Zabuza. Haku was quiet and slowly nodded. Fine, he'll be upset with me but I guess it's better than dying. Plus, I'm really not a fan of Gato. Good but just in case. Naruto walked to Zabuza and drew something on him with his blood. There, a chakra suppression seal. It can only be removed by someone with the same blood as me. Great, and Naruto is in charge. Also catch me, Kakashi said before passing out. Naruto appeared in front of his sensei and caught him. I say we kill them. They're the enemy, Sasuke suggested. Not anymore. Zabuza is valuable to the mist and I already made the deal, which sensei agreed to. They will not be harmed. Haku, you can carry Zabuza. Hey old man. Where is your house? Naruto asked Tazuna. It's close by, follow me. Tazuna said, leading them to the house. After walking for a couple more minutes, Tazuna walked inside and there was a woman in the living room. Tsunami, I'm home. Welcome back, who are they? They're the new help, Tazuna answered. We got some extra room upstairs. How about a basement? Naruto asked. Tazuna nodded his head at the question. Great, Haku. No offense but Zabuza is going in the basement. Haku nodded and brought him downstairs. Naruto followed after creating a clown to take Kakashi upstairs and put a paralysis seal on him as well. Just in case, after Gato is dealt with, I'll undo the seal. I understand. So when are we going to deal with Gato? Haku asked, eager to free his father. Now, I'll leave Sakura and Sasuke here. Naruto said. Haku cocked an eyebrow. We're going by ourselves. Naruto gave her a victory grin. No, we'll have backup. Naruto and Haku went upstairs. Sasuke, Sakura, Haku and I are going to take care of Gato. You two watch the house. Sorry about making you do this, but it's better than killing you. Naruto said as he and Haku jumped from tree to tree. I could tell you're a nice person. It's fine, Uzumaki-san. Truth be told, I don't like Gato. Haku replied. Same, I'm going to save this village if it's the last thing I do. Naruto said with determination. If you don't mind me asking, what is your reason for becoming stronger? Naruto turned to Haku and smiled. To protect the weak and everyone I care about. That's good, I believe you're truly strong when you have someone to protect. Haku said, surprising Naruto. True strength only has meaning when protecting something precious to you. Then why do you work for Zabuza? Haku looked at Naruto with a sad smile. Like I said, he's all I have. Back in our village, there was a war to wipe out all bloodlines. My mother left the village and married my father. When I awakened my bloodline, my father discovered it and killed my mother. I killed my father because he was trying to kill me and then I ran with nowhere to go. Haku said. I see, Zabuza came along and brought you with him. Are you happy with him? Naruto asked. Yes, that's why I'll do anything to protect him and his dream. Haku said. And what is his dream? To stop the blood war and defeat the current Mizukage. Haku said. Well, you're not alone. Naruto said. Even though we just met, I can tell you're a good person. And I would love to be friends with you after we killed the pig. Haku smiled under her mask and nodded her head. Sure, I would like that. Gato was in his office, counting his money while waiting for Zabuza's results. He was hoping that the missing nin was killed so he didn't have to pay him at all. We're back. Gato looked up and saw Zabuza along Haku. So you killed him. The insect Tazuna is dead. Yeah, it was quite simple. You see, my 7 fox summons ate him for lunch. Just like what they are about to do to you. Zabuza said as 7 foxes arrived behind him, snarling at Gato. Gato was panicking. But I hire you, why would you betray me? Zabuza started to chuckle. You never hired me, Zabuza said, sounding like Naruto. Zabuza poofed up in smoke, revealing Naruto. Gato's eyes widened in fear. Help! Someone get in here and help me. No one is going to help you, Gato. They all became fox food. Please, don't kill me. I'll give you anything you want. I know you will, Naruto said, pulling out a sword and pointing it to Gato. You will sign over your company and everything you own to me. You have 20 seconds. Gato pulled you some documents and signed the papers. My name is Naruto Uzumaki and don't make any mistakes. Okay, I finished. Gato said, in feel. Good, Naruto said, taking the documents and looking it over. Haku, go ahead. Gato was confused until his whole body was covered in ice and shattered to pieces. Thank you, Naruto-san. Haku said to her new friend. Where am I? Zabuza said, looking at Haku. You're awake. Good, Haku said, removing the final Senbon. Where are we, Haku? Zabuza asked. We're in Tazuna's basement, Haku answered. What? Why are we at our target's home? We should be at Gato's. Zabuza asked, confusingly. Well, Gato's dead. Zabuza turned to see Naruto standing behind Haku. Haku and I did away with the pig stain after we captured you. How were you able to capture Haku? You see, Haku didn't know about a certain ability I have. You see, I can tell when someone is lying. When he told me he was a hunter nin who's been after you, I captured you too using a bloodline from my mother's clan. Naruto answered. Who's your mother? Zabuza asked. Go ahead and tell him, Sochi. Kushina said. Kushina Uzumaki. Naruto answered, making Zabuza gasp in surprise. You're the son of the Crimson Death. Zabuza said. Damn, I'm quite honored to meet her spawn. Thanks, to be honest. I want to spar with you. Naruto said, summoning his crimson broadsword. But from what Haku told me, you're unable to move. Unfortunately, that blade of yours looks nice. Yeah, it's a gift, Naruto said before putting a scroll next to Zabuza. This is the money the pig owed but doubled. When you can move, we can have a spar. Zabuza narrowed his eyes on the blonde. You have a lust for battle. I like you, kid. Well, thanks. I'm going to check on my team and leave you in Haku. Naruto said as he left the basement. Naruto approached the forest and saw Kakashi reading his book while Sasuke and Sakura practiced tree climbing. There you are, Naruto. Naruto saw Sakura sitting on the branch of a tree. You should be practicing your chakra control or you'll never be as good as Sasuke-kun. Now Sakura, I'm 100% sure Naruto already knows this exercise. Kakashi said. There's no way he knows this exercise. The academy didn't teach it to us. Sakura argued. If it'll shut you up, I'll prove it. Naruto said as he began to run up the tree, past the branch Sakura was sitting on. But how? Sasuke still hasn't done it yet. Sakura said. Naruto jumped back to the ground and dusted himself off. Sakura, because he's a Uchiha doesn't mean he's invincible. That's not true, he's the best. And when he unlocks his Sharingan, he'll be the strongest. Sakura squealed. I wonder how she will feel if she found out you know multiple ways to fight the Sharingan. Kushina said. It'll be a headache. If we ever fight, I'll show her. Kakashi-sensei, I think I'll help the old man with the bridge. Naruto said as he walked away. Alright, time to change things. Sakura, I want you to continue to walk up the tree. You only have good control because of your low reserves. We're going to build it up. Sasuke, get down here. Sasuke jumped down from the tree and glared at Kakashi. What? I'm training. I can see that, but you're not getting far, so I got a proposition and a tip. If you can make it up the tree before nightfall, I'll help you unlock your Sharingan. Sasuke's eyes widened at this. To unlock his bloodline would boost his strength. And the tip? You are letting your emotions get to you. Focus on the tree and nothing else, you'll get it. Sasuke just nodded and took a deep breath before looking at the tree with determination. He took off up the tree. A week later, Naruto was standing in front of Zabuza, both exerting a lust for battle. You sure you want to do this, brat? I'm a elite Jonin from Kiri. That makes it more fun. Naruto said, holding his crimson katana. Zabuza started to laugh. Man, I like you, kid. Zabuza said, grabbing his blade while both of them were standing on water. First one to get 3 cuts in is the winner. Zabuza said. Naruto nodded as he gripped his sheath with his leg hand and his hilt with his right. He started to breathe in and out before he focused his gaze on Zabuza. Let's go. Zabuza could have sworn he saw the aura of the bloody habanero. Let's begin. Naruto charged the mist swordsman at a surprising speed. Zabuza used his blade to defend against the barrage of Naruto's strikes. Zabuza went for a side swing, but Naruto jumped over his blade and spin-kicked him in the chest, causing Zabuza to slide back a bit. The swordsman quickly collected himself in time to block an incoming attack from the Fox Master. Ha 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 ha, you are something else, kid. Thanks, by the way. I got first blood, Naruto said with a smirk. Zabuza was confused until a cut appeared on his shoulder. Zabuza jumped back and held his wound. When did he? Zabuza's eyes widened after processing the last few blows until he caught on. When you kicked me, you slashed at me right after. Haha, you got it, Naruto said, resting his blade on his shoulder. That'll be the last one you get, Zabuza said as he charged the blonde and both started to trade blows. Zabuza was amazed how strong the blonde was, since he was supposed to be a genin. Ha ha ha, you're great, kid, Zabuza said as he and Naruto traded blows. Thanks, but it's time I ended this, Naruto said. Naruto started to walk around Zabuza. Zabuza was confused until more Narutos started to appear. What is this, clone? But there was no smoke. Zabuza said. You like it, I called it Echo Dance. All the Narutos said. Zabuza was preparing for attack, then all of a sudden, all the Narutos disappeared. 3. Naruto said from behind the swordsman as a cut appeared on Zabuza. Looks like I win. Zabuza sheathed his sword and turned to the blonde. That you have. Now I have a question. How much were you holding back? Naruto sheathed his blade before sealing it away. Who knows? Naruto answered with a smirk. I would like to make a request. Take Haku to the village with you, he doesn't need to follow me to Kiri. I think it's time I helped in the war. Naruto nodded. Does Haku know about this request? Yes, I informed him. I think it's time we head back, Zabuza said. Naruto followed behind. Welcome back, Team 7. I take it that the mission was a success. Hokage asked with a hint of pride. Nothing we couldn't handle, Gigi. Naruto responded before ducking as a fist from Sakura. By the way, this is Haku. He's an apprentice of Zabuza Momochi and Zabuza asked me to take him to this village while he helped in the war. Also, because of the death of Gato, Tsunami is the daimyo of waves and gave me 20% of her funding in the future. I see, well done Team 7. You have the rest of the week off. Hiruzen said. Naruto-kun, why don't you show Haku around the village? Naruto nodded before the genin left. Kakashi, what would you rank the Haku? Kakashi thought about it. He had Haku fight Sasuke in hopes of unlocking his Sharingan, but even with it, Sasuke lost. Plus he could use techniques with one hand. I'll say special Jonin, thinking about making him a shinobi of the leaf. Quite impressive. Now how's your team coming along? Hiruzen asked. They're coming along great, although Sakura and Sasuke could use work though. Kakashi said. Hiruzen cocked an eyebrow. And Naruto-kun? Well, Naruto took being a shinobi seriously. He found a way to utilize his clones in maneuvering and battle. He's a real team player and even learned water walking. Astounding. I'm sure his parents would be proud of him. Hiruzen said with pride. Yeah, and pissed off at you. Kakashi thought. Is there anything else, sir? No Kakashi, that will be all. Dismiss. Kakashi bowed and left the room. So where are we going, Naruto-san? Haku asked. Well, I thought I would introduce you to some of my friends. Naruto said, heading to Training Ground 8. There is someone I want you to meet. She has a crush on me but she's not my type, but I feel like you two would get along. Haku blushed. Naruto-san, I don't need you to play matchmaker with me. I know, but she's a pure soul. She hates violence and wants to be strong to protect her family. She's a nice girl, Naruto said. Haku smiled. She wants to be strong to protect what's precious to her. Naruto nodded. That's right. I'm surprised you're not into her. Haku said. She's a little shy for my taste. I like someone who's aggressive and badass. Someone who does what they want and has the guts to speak their mind, and not a rule pansy. I see, you have a unique taste. Haku said. Have you found anyone with that description? I feel like I've met them but can't put my hand on it. Naruto said. Haku shook her head in disbelief until she noticed everyone glaring at them, or more specifically, Naruto. Naruto-san, why is everyone glaring at you? Naruto looked around and sighs. It's because I'm a Jinchuriki. I see, they're blinded by hatred. Do you have any friends? Haku asked. Well, I have you, the Ichirakus, Hinata and Shino. Naruto said. Haku smiled. And despite all the hatred, you still want to protect this place. You really have a pure heart. In another world, if I was a girl, I probably would have gone out with you. Haku said. I don't know how to take that. Naruto said, scratching his cheek. Soon they made it to Training Ground 8. Hey, Shino, Hinata. Team 8 and turned to Naruto with a shocked look. What are you doing here, dead last? Kiba said. Naruto walked past him up to his two friends. Hinata, Shino, I wanted to introduce you to Haku. Kiba looked at Haku and smirked. Hey, why is a beautiful girl like you hanging out with this loser? Naruto started to laugh and Haku giggled, confusing the other genin. What's so funny? Hinata asked. Ha 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 ha. Haku here is a guy. Naruto said, making Kiba pale. It's confirmed, Mutt. You play for the other team. Hinata giggled and Shino smirked. What? I didn't know. Anyway, Haku, why don't you introduce yourself? Naruto suggested. Haku stepped forward and bowed. My name is Haku Yuki, it's nice to meet you. Haku then turned to Hinata with a small smile. I like your eyes. Huh, Hinata blushed a bit. You don't like to hurt, you're very gentle, but I sense self-doubt in you. Haku said with a calm tone. I would very much like it if we became friends. I know, how about we head to Ichiraku's and get Naruto-sama. Naruto heard the voice of Akane. Can you come here, there's something I would like to discuss with you. Bring Haku. Okay, Akane-chan. Hey guys, I have to go take care of something. Naruto informed the group. Can we take a rain check? Of course Naruto-san, we'll set another date. Shino said. Haku grabbed Hinata's hand and carried it. Sorry for the inconvenience, hope to see you again. Sure, Hinata responded. Haku giggled a bit. You have the strength in you to become a great ninja, remember what you fight for and believe in yourself. Haku said as she and Naruto walked away. Hey team, did I just see Naruto? Kurenai said, turning to her students. Kurenai-sensei. Kurenai turned to Hinata. I think I met an angel. Hinata said with a blush. Naruto arrived in the Fox realm and saw Akane and Kushina sparring. Haku stared at the two with awe as she saw the destruction. Yuki, you can come out now. Naruto said, as Yuki came out of his shadow. Naruto-sama, glad you're here. Akane said with battle scars on her and Kushina wore in tore-up yukata that showed your undergarment. Sochi, you're back from the mission. Kushina said as she ran up to the blonde and embraced him in a hug. Yeah, and it was not that fun. Although I did beat Zabuza in a fight. Naruto said. I knew you would and I assume this is Haku. Kushina said, walking up to the girly boy. You are a very beautiful boy. Thank you. Haku said with a bow. I'm glad you are here, there are two things I wanted to speak to you about. First, I was wondering if you were able to teach Naruto-sama to use ice techniques. I know he's not from your clan but the nature chakra from the Fox clan give him the ability to learn. I'm more drawn to fire, so I'll appreciate it. Haku's eyes widened and bowed. I'll do my very best. Thank you, and for the second subject. You are qualified to sign the Fox contract. Not only do you possess the ice element, you are very pure and have no malevolent emotion. But there's a catch, you have to serve Naruto-sama and you have to remain in the same village Naruto-sama lives in. If you were to leave the village or separate from Naruto-sama, you would be removed from the contract. What do you say? Haku was quiet, to be honest. He never planned on going back to Kiri, where he was hated. Plus, Zabuza gave him to Naruto and he wanted to get to know Hinata. I'll sign the contract. The past 4 months have gone by since Naruto and his team left the wave. Haku got his own personnel summon and ninja guard. He was made Chunin by Hiruzen since he was trained by Zabuza. Naruto made some progress with his ice jutsu but was not ready to use it in battle. He's been practicing his kenjutsu, especially since he needs to become a better dual wielder. His wind, lightning and fire element was his strongest and Naruto could honestly say he's one of the top fast people in the village. He can now use 4 tails in Sage mode and 3 tails with the Kyuubi chakra. The only downside to the past months was the fact that his teammates didn't change. Sasuke only cared about himself and Sakura couldn't see anything besides Sasuke. It was sad. With her chakra control, she could go far but she didn't take ninja being seriously. Konohamaru, I know you're there. Naruto said, turning to a box with eye holes. Expected of my rival. The box exploded into smoke. Cough, too much gunpowder. Hey, Konohamaru, who are your friends? I'm Moegi, the most beautiful kunoichi in the world. I'm Udon and I like math and. Together, we're the Konohamaru Corps. The 3 kids made a pose. Naruto walked up to Moegi and rubbed her head. You 3 are adorable, Naruto said, making Moegi blush. Ni-san, are we going to play ninja? You promised. Did I? How is your bojutsu? Naruto asked. Wow Naruto, I can't believe you play ninja with some kids. Sakura said. Naruto looks at Sakura and back at his little brother figure. If you ignore it, it'll go away. Sakura grew a tick mark. Hey, I'm right here. What do you even want? Did Tem reject you again? Naruto asked. Sakura blushed and looked away. Naruto shook his head, not even finding it funny. Hey boss, is she your? Konohamaru made a gesture, while winking. Sakura blushed a bit, even though she likes Sasuke, Naruto was cute himself. No, she's just my teammate. Nothing more, nothing less. Naruto answered, making Sakura flinch. Sakura didn't want to admit it but she was hurt by the comment. She felt like her team wasn't really close. Sasuke was distant, Kakashi was never there and Naruto gave up on her. Really, I knew it. She has a big forehead and her hair is weird. Konohamaru said. What? Sakura yelled, cracking her knuckles, radiating killer intent. Naruto had to say, he was impressed. Konohamaru looked at the pinkett in fear and ran away. Get back here you twerp. Naruto chased after them, alongside Moegi and Udon. Ouch! What the hell? Come here twerp. Naruto caught up and saw Konohamaru being held by a sand nin. He looked behind the boy and saw a female sand nin as well. Pretty cute. The girl thought. Excuse me, can you let my friend go? Naruto asked. Kankuro looked at Naruto with an irritated expression. No way, this kid should have watched where he was going. You misunderstood the question, Naruto said before his eyes turned slit. Let him go or lose your arms. Naruto threatened, holding his ninjutsu. Kankuro was sweating a bit and let Konohamaru go. Smart, especially since the guy in the tree next to my teammate was getting irritated. Kankuro and Temari looked up and saw their brother standing upside in the tree. Gee Gaara. Kankuro, did you forget why we are here? Gaara asked. But, shut up or I'll kill you. Gaara threatens, radiating killer intent. He then disappeared in a swirl of sand and reappeared next to his team. I apologize for my teammate's action. No problem, Naruto said, sensing something familiar about Gaara. Gaara nodded and turned around to leave. Wait, even though Konoha and Suna are allies, you shouldn't be here without a passport. They're here for the Chunin exams. Naruto said, I can tell you three are skilled. Cutie is right, maybe you should keep up, Pinky. Temari said. Sochi, what do you think of her? Kushina said from within the seal. She seems kind of snobbish. Although she is quite beautiful. We'll see. I can see that, the guy with the red hair. He feels familiar, not like I know him but like we're the same. Kushina said. You with the gourd, Sasuke said, jumping down from the tree. What's your name? Temari smirked at the Uchiha. Local hottie. Gaara of the sand, Gaara said, turning to the Uchiha. I'm interested in your name as well. Gaara said. Sasuke Uchiha, Sasuke said. I'll remember you. Mother will have your blood. Temari, Kankuro, we're leaving, Gaara said. See ya, handsome, Temari said, winking at Sasuke. Sakura scooted closer to Sasuke like a possessive stalker. You too, I was sent by Kakashi to get you. Come on, Sasuke said, turning around and walking away, while Sakura followed close behind. Sorry guys, I have to take a rain check, Naruto said as he followed his teammates. Naruto appeared in the Fox realm again and walked toward the spirit spa where he sensed Akane and the others. When he arrived, he saw Akane in the spa with a couple Fox warriors. Oh, Naruto-sama, you're back. Are you here to join us? Not what I came here for but sure, Naruto said, taking off his clothes. Some of the Fox warriors started to release pheromones. Naruto-sama, sit next me, Yuki said. Naruto was about to sit next to her when he was pulled by Kushina, who appeared out of nowhere. Sochi, sit next to me, Kushina said, in her nude form. Yuki pouted and folded her arms. Now Akane-sama, Naru-chan wanted to ask you to train in the spirit forest for a total of 3 days since he was nominated for Chunin exams. You realized 3 days is 3 years in the forest. You'll be 17 when you leave, Akane said, earning a nod from the two Uzumakis. Well, since your clan can live over 100 and you stop aging at 30. I guess it's not a problem. I'll have some of us join you. Inazuma Lightning will join us. Hi, that's me, a fox warrior with dark blue hair and a ponytail, with a tail and ears to match. She had a toned body with C-cup S and in Naruto's opinion. I usually use wind and lightning attacks. I'm also the 3rd fastest fox warrior. Nice to meet you, Naruto said, blushing at her body. Am I joining as well? Yukikaze asked. I would love to, that I would. Of course, you are still his guard. Arya will join us as well, since she needs to practice jutsu combination with you, Naruto-sama. Also, you could use a little work with drawing demonic chakra from Kushina-sama, and Kushina-sama needs to learn to use more nature chakra to stabilize her body so she could live outside the seal. Akane said. But before that, let's relax. Everyone agreed and sank deeper into the water. 3 days later, Sakura was walking towards the academy building where the first part of the Chunin exams was held. She was actually feeling quite nervous for this because she knew she wasn't strong enough to win against anyone but Naruto, since he was the dead last. Sasuke, in her eyes, was the only one who was ready to be a Chunin, while Naruto could use a little work. Sasuke-kun, Sakura called out, seeing her crush standing in front of the academy. Sasuke looked up at the pinkett before looking around. Where's Naruto? I'm not sure, maybe he chickened out. We both know he's not ready for this. Sakura said. Suddenly a swirl of wind appeared between the two, creating a tornado, and when it stopped, Naruto was standing there. Naruto was wearing a white jacket with blue lines going down the sleeves and an orange fox on the back and a red upside-down fox, opened. He had dark blue baggy pants and sandals. His hair grew as well, just like Minato's, and a small ponytail. He was even taller than Sasuke now. He also had his ninjutsu and chokodo strapped behind him in A.X. N Naruto, Sakura said with a blush. That's Naruto. We have to have that ass. Screw Sasuke. Look at those abs. Inner Sakura said. Sakura couldn't disagree at all. Dobi, what happened to you? Sasuke asked in disbelief. Nothing. Just some training. Are you ready? Naruto asked before walking in the building. Sakura ran behind, then Sasuke. Please let us through. Team 7 looked ahead and saw Tenten on the floor struggling to get up. Naruto's eyes glowed red and he smirked. He knew she was faking. She's hiding her strength, pretty smart. Definitely Chunin material. We are trying to save you, you could get killed in these exams. Katetsu said in hanged. Aren't the Chunin exams supposed to be on the 3rd floor? This is the 2nd, Naruto said walking towards the stairs. Release the genjutsu, Sasuke said. Naruto palmed his face in embarrassment. So you noticed? Azumo asked. Of course, you noticed it too, right Sakura? Sasuke asked. Yeah, we're only on the 2nd floor. Sakura said. You two are morons, they were using these as a test to weed out the weak and see who was Chunin material. You gave everyone the answer for no reason. Naruto said, approaching his team. Tenten eyes when she laid eyes on her friend. Foxy-kun, what happened to your more handsome than before? Tenten said before covering her mouth with a blush. Not as beautiful as you, Panda-chan. As to your question, I found a way to get 3 years of training in 3 days. Naruto answered in a low volume so Tenten could hear. Tenten blushed and smirked. You shouldn't flirt with me, I might be too much for you. Tenten responded. Naruto baka, how do you know her? Sakura asked. Sakura felt something sail past her cheeks. She looked at Tenten, who was glaring at her. Don't insult my friend. I heard of you, the fangirl, who gives us real kunoichis a bad name. You shouldn't insult someone stronger than you. Tenten threatened. Hey you, what's your name? Neji asked, walking up to Sasuke. You should introduce yourself first before asking someone their name. Sasuke responded, arrogantly. I'm Neji Hyuga, Neji said, with no emotions. A Hyuga, maybe you're worth my time. I'm Sasuke Uchiha, Sasuke responded. Naruto shook his head negatively. Both of them were arrogant and not Chunin material in his opinion. Foxy-kun, where did you get those swords? Tenten asked with stars in her eyes. Huh, I always had them. They were just sealed away. Naruto said, pulling out his Chikudo and ninjutsu, showing it to Tenten. They're made out of chakra metal. Really? That's hard to come by. Tenten responded. I'll be happy to give you some after the exam. Naruto replied, which he got a hug in return. Naruto waved his friend goodbye before proceeding up the stairs. When he arrived, he saw Kakashi waiting for him. Naruto, where are the others and what happened to you? Well, he was challenged by Lee to fight. Naruto said. I see, well I guess it gives us some time. Naruto, I believe you're the only one on the team ready for a promotion. Sasuke is too arrogant and Sakura is. I know. Oh, and to answer your question. I was in my summon world, and got 3 years of training in 3 days. Naruto said, surprising his sensei. How strong are you? Kakashi asked. Who knows? Naruto answered. Kakashi gave him an eye smile. I see, We just have to find out. Sasuke soon came up followed by Sakura. The Uchiha gave Naruto a glare. Don't say anything. Now that you all are here, you three may go. Kakashi said. What do you mean, sensei? Sakura asked. He means that if one of us had skipped out, the other two wouldn't be able to move forward since the Chunin exams were meant to be taken in reams. Naruto answered. He's right. Now good luck and please watch each other's backs. Kakashi said before disappearing. The three walked in and surveyed the room. Everyone glared at the three and released some ki. Sakura was quivering, Sasuke was sweating a bit and Naruto was unbothered. Can't believe you're in the Chunin exam. Show them the strength of a Uzumaki Namikaze. Kushina said. Speaking of, why won't you go out with Tenten? She has a crush on Neji, plus she could be a know-it-all. Naruto responded. Naruto walked to the wall and leaned against it. Sasuke-kun, did you miss me? Ino asked, jumping on Sasuke. Ino pig, get the hell off Sasuke-kun. Sakura yelled. Troublesome, why are you so loud? Shikamaru asked, yawning. Choji followed behind, eating a bag of chips. It looks like the gang's all here. Kiba said. Hinata and Shino behind him. We trained really hard. Get ready to lose Sasuke. Sasuke gave him a smirk. We'll see. Hey, you guys are being too loud. Kabuto said, walking up to the group. And who are you, wise guy? Ino asked, getting off Sasuke's back. Glad you asked. My name is Kabuto Yakushi. I thought I would help you guys out since I'm a veteran. How many times did you take these exams, Kabuto-san? Sakura asked. This would be my 7th. Kabuto answered. You must. Kiba teased. Or the exams are just hard. Kabuto responded. Anyway, I decided to help you out with information cards. These babies have information on everyone. Anyone. Sasuke repeated. Give me information on Gaara of the Sand, Rock Lee and Naruto Uzumaki. The moment Sasuke said that, everyone was surprised. All of the sudden, the room was covered in ki. Everyone turned to the source and it was coming from Naruto. Kabuto. Naruto said with demonic chakra. I don't give a damn about the Sand Nin, but if you disclose information about me or Lee, I will hunt you down. And Tem, this is a Chunin exam, so disclose information to everyone about your team. Naruto said, glaring at the Uchiha, making him shiver in fear. Naruto breathed out a bit and smiled. If everyone wants to know WHOIAM, listen up. I'll be the one to kick all your asses and I dare anyone to try me. I'm the future Hokage and my name is. I give you permission, you're ready. Kushina said, with pride. Naruto releases some battle aura and a sadistic grin. My name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Come and get some, Naruto said, pulling out his sword and pointing to the group of genin. Namikaze, where did you get that name from? Kiba asked. How troublesome, I figured as much. Namikaze is the last name of the Yondaime. Shikamaru said. Everyone in the room gasps at the information. What, Naruto-kun is the son of the Yondaime? Kurenai asked. You weren't a Jonin yet, so you weren't told. Asuma said before turning to the video screen. The question is, how did he find out? I don't care. Did see how he scared the shit out of everyone in the room. Enko said, with an impressed look on her face. Please, he was the dead last of his class, he should be lucky to survive. Genma said. Namikaze huh, let's see how tough you are. Dosu said, as he and his teammates charged the blonde. Naruto's ears picked up the sound coming from the Oto Nin. Dosu swiped at Naruto and smirked when Naruto grabbed his head and tried to cover his ears. See, you're huh. Dosu was surprised when Naruto disappeared in smoke. Soon he was uppercuts in the air and punched in the gut. Zaku appeared behind the blonde and threw a punch, but Naruto caught it and kicked him in the stomach. Kin pulled out a kunai and swiped at Naruto. Naruto caught her wrist and slammed the girl on the floor before sitting on her stomach. Attacking me is a bad idea, now what should I do with you? Maybe I should cut you up and feed you to my friends. They're foxes and they haven't had fresh meat in a while, what do you say? I would feed them your teammates but too much metal is bad for them. Naruto said, with his blade at Kin's throat. He slowly released some ki as he looked at everyone in the room. Anyone else wants some? Don't be shy. Naruto said. The blonde, he will be the one to prove my existence. Gaara said. Temari licked her lips. Namikaze. He's the son of the strongest Hokage. Maybe he is worth something. I hope to see more of him. Kankuro was sweating hard. He thought Naruto would be a joke. That was so badass. He was amazing. I even bet he made some of the genin shit themselves, and did you see how sadistic he was? I think I'm in love. Anko said, with hearts in her eyes. But unfortunately for her, she wasn't the only kunoichi who was eyeing the blonde. Kurenai didn't know what to say. She will admit she underestimated the blonde. The speed she just witnessed, she knew he was faster than Kiba, but she still believed Kiba would win if they fought. But she was interested in Naruto's development, and he did look good, but she couldn't figure out why he looked older. What? Naruto was the son of the Yondaime, but why didn't he say anything? Oh shit, I've been a bitch to the Yondaime's son. Sakura said. If we gave him a chance, we could have been dating the son of a Hokage. Cha, he even hates us now. Maybe it's not too late. Sakura nodded, agreeing with her inner self. How did I not figure this out? I'm a gossip queen, I should have known. Well, it doesn't matter. Now that Naruto-kun is handsome, strong and high on the totem pole, he will be mine. Ino thought with a smirk. Gee, there's no way you can be the son of someone so strong, you're a dead last. Kiba said in disbelief. Naruto turned to Kiba and pulled out a picture. Here's my parents, he said, sitting on Kin still. Wow, how did the people of this crappy village not figure it out? Can you get off me now? Kin asked, blushing. Naruto blinked and nodded. Sorry about that, just don't attack me again. Naruto said. Kin didn't say anything and walked away. Ino approached Naruto and blushed when she noticed the height difference. She looked at the photo with a warm smile. Wow, your mom is beautiful. Kushina blushed from the comment. Thank you. Alright maggots, no more talking. Ibiki said, opening the door. The first part of the Chunin exams is about to begin. Now that everyone has found a seat, I'll go over the rules. Rule 1. Each team will start off with 10 points. Each question you get wrong, you'll lose a point. Rule 2. Even though you're far apart from each other, this is still a team effort, which means you'll pass with the total sum of your points. Finally, if you do anything suspicious like cheating, I'll subtract 2 points, and if one person on the team fails, you all fail. Ibuki said, releasing some ki. He analyzed everyone and was disturbed when Naruto and Gaara shrugged off his ki. You may flip your test and begin. Alright Sochi, let me borrow your body and I'll complete the test. Naruto closed his eyes, and when he opened it, his eyes were purple. He began to write the answer on his test, but he didn't notice Ibiki was watching him. Isn't he supposed to be the dead last? How is he answering the question without cheating? Ibiki asked himself. Sakura finished her test and looked at Naruto with a surprised look. What? He finished his test already? It was even hard for me. Well, he is the son of a Hokage. He probably was secretly hiding his skills from us. Alright, test is over, you blondie. Ibiki said, pointing to Naruto. Yes, Scarface. Naruto responded, nonchalant. Ibiki grunted at the insult. Let me see your test. He ordered and snatched Naruto's test up and looked over the answer. How did you get all these answers right? Naruto smirked at the question. You know, a ninja never reveals their secret, but if you want to try and force it out of me, I'm up for the challenge. Naruto said, releasing some ki. Ibiki began to sweat a bit. The brat reminds me of Anko. Well, for the final question. It's pass or fail. If you leave now, you can take the test again. But if you answer the question and get it wrong, you will be unable to take the Chunin exams again. Naruto's eyes flashed red when he said that. What? That's not fair. Temari yelled. You mean we can fail because of a stupid question? Silence, girl, you forget. I make the rules. If you don't like it, you can leave. Ibiki said, releasing a little more ki, but it was dwarfed by Naruto's. Scarface, I know you're trying to be scary, but get real. Rank means shit compared to strength. If I remain a genin, I'll still become Hokage, and then every jonin will be embarrassed that someone of lower rank will be stronger. I also know that the Hokage is in charge of ranks, not you. I'll become Hokage no matter the rank or who's in my way. Naruto said with determination. Ibiki looked around the class and grunted. This brat has been ruining my whole show. He's good and sadistic. I could use him. For those who remain, you pass. What? But how? Ino asked. It was all mind games. The test was designed to gather information. He deducted points because in a mission, you would die if you got caught. The 10th question was about taking risks, if you have the courage to do what needs to be done. Naruto explained, making Ibiki chuckle. You just love the spotlight. Blondie is right, you got it in one. Ibiki said. All the girls looked at Naruto and blushed. He was definitely boyfriend material. Ibiki took off his scarf and his head had scars. This is what happens when you take risks, but you have to ask yourself. Do you have the courage to take risks for your village? And further. Ibiki was cut off when someone jumped through the window. Now listen up, maggots. The Y and single Anko Mitarashi is here. Anko said, holding a flag. If anyone noticed Naruto, they would have seen his awe expression. The exposed attire that screams she doesn't give a, the badass confident aura, announcing her appearance and she doesn't give a about people property are the rules. Where has this woman been all my life? Anko, you jumped the gun too early. Read the atmosphere, Ibuki said. Sorry about that, Anko said. Whatever, it looks like you have a fan. Ibiki said. Anko gave him a confused look and turned towards the genin and saw Naruto holding a sign that said 100/10ths. Anko smiled, flipped over half the class and landed on the desk in front of Naruto. Well, I was looking forward to meeting you. Do you mind if I call you Foxy-kun? Anko asked, sitting down in front of Naruto, crossing her legs. Naruto smirked and folded his arms. Really? Now why would someone as Y as you want to meet an average genin like me? Anko chuckled. Trust me handsome, you're anything but average. Anyone who can bust into Anbu quarters, blow them up with paint bombs and knock them out alongside the Hokage deserves props. Plus, you look a lot older since the last time I laid my eyes on you. Well, thanks to circumstances I might explain later, I'm actually 17 now. Naruto said. Really? I would like to know. Anko said, leaning forward. Mind telling me? Naruto leaned forward as well. Maybe after the exam over dinner. Are you asking me out? Anko asked, smirking sadistically. Be careful, you might bite off more than you can chew. Good thing I have a big appetite. Naruto said, matching Anko's smirk. Sakura, Ino, Hinata and Temari glared at the snake mistress in jealousy. Anko, get on to it already. Ibiki said, irritatedly. Right. Anko got up and winked at Naruto. Now I'm the second proctor, Anko Mitarashi. I'm in charge of the next stage. Now follow me if you dare. Anko said, jumping through the window. I love this woman, Naruto said, following her out the window. Everyone else followed as well. Welcome to where the second exam will be held, Training Ground 44. Also known as the Forest of Death. Anko said with Ki. She was enjoying the fearful look coming from the genin. This place looks kind of scary. I wonder what kind of things are in there. Ino said. I would tell you but that'll ruin the surprise. Anko said with a sadistic smirk. This seems so badass. Naruto said, gazing at the forest. I'm excited. After Naruto said that, he felt a kunai grazed his cheek and a pair of arms wrapped around. You know, the most confident people are the first ones to meet their grave and it would be a shame if someone as hot as you died. Anko said, while she fell up on Naruto before licking his blood. Pretty tasty blood you have there. Naruto chuckled. I welcome the challenge and if you're going to taste my blood, you'll have to share. Anko was confused until a cut appeared through her trench coat and on her arm. Naruto licks his kunai and smiles sadistically at the snake mistress. Not bad. Anko was blushing up a storm. Did he just lick my blood? That was so hot, he's definitely got my attention now. Anko was cut out of her thoughts when Naruto pulled her in his arms and pointed his ninjutsu towards a grass nin. Sorry, I just get so excited from the sight of blood. Anko got out of Naruto's arm and smiled at the Kusa nin. It's fine, Just be careful who you sneak up on. I'll heed your words, the ninja said, walking away. Anyway, time to explain. You'll each have to guard either a heaven scroll or an earth scroll, then retrieve the opposite scroll from another team. Once you do, you have to head to the center of the forest to the tower that's located there. You'll have 5 days to do it. What about food? Choji asked. You have food and water in the forest, but you'll have to hunt them down. Anko answered. This is going to be fun, Naruto said with confidence. I don't know why you're happy, you'll just slow me down. Sasuke asked. Naruto chuckled. Keep telling yourself that if it makes you feel better. But we both know it's a lie. Sasuke seethed. Alright, each of you send one of your teammates to collect a scroll. Anko said. Naruto went forward and grabbed a scroll. Earth, so we have to collect a heaven scroll. Naruto walked towards his teammates. Alright, everyone approach your gates and we'll begin. Anko said when she noticed Naruto was walking towards her, she smirked. Good luck, Foxy-kun. Don't die before I have another taste of you. Naruto blushed and smirked. I promised, I'll hate to disappoint you. Sakura was glaring at the blonde when he approached his teammates. What was that, Naruto-kun? Sakura asked in jealousy. Why were you flirting with that proctor? Isn't she amazing? Naruto had hearts in his eyes. No, she isn't. She seems irresponsible, doesn't care about the rules and looks like a bloodthirsty psycho. Sakura answered. I know, she's perfect. Naruto responded. Sakura sweat a bit. Anko, snap out of it. Neko said. The genin went into the FOD and the moment they did, Anko started fangirling. I can't help it, someone who licked my blood and called it sweet. That was hot, plus he was not weirded out by me and his intimidating aura. Especially how he can scare the shit out of most of the other brats. Not only that, but he's strong. Anko said with hearts in her eyes. Anko-chan, I think you have a crush. Neko said with a surprised tone. Why wouldn't I? Did you see his gorgeous eyes? Did you feel his abs and the way you feel when you touch his skin? It got me hot and bothered. Anko said. Naruto-kun, are you crushing on that crazy woman? Sakura asked as they entered the forest. How can I not? Those gorgeous eyes, her Y curves and the badass personality that doesn't give a about anything. Naruto responded. Sakura pouted a bit. Well, I think you could do better. Naruto was confused but shrugged his shoulders. Now you two, stick out your arms. I'm going to place a seal mark on you two and myself, that way no one will henge into us. The mark will glow since it's embedded with my chakra. Good idea, Naruto-kun. Sakura said, confusing the blonde. Why is she agreeing with me? Naruto asked himself. Sasuke was also confused. Sakura has been treating Naruto like she treated him. Naruto looked at the girl, confusingly. Sakura, why are you acting nice to me and calling me kun? Well, you deserve to be treated better and I'm sorry. Sakura said. Oh no, Sochi, I think she became a fangirl for you. When you mention your father's name and body upgrade, she developed a crush on you. Kushina said. Damn it, language Sochi. Naruto winced. Okay Sakura, listen Naruto stopped talking when he felt chakra nearby. I have to go take care of some business. Naruto said, walking behind a tree. After a few seconds, Aim Nin fell to the ground and Naruto jumped down. We have ourselves a spy. Naruto said. Where is your scroll and if you lie, you die. Sasuke threatened. I like to see you try. The Nin said. Naruto smirked and disappeared at a blinding speed. Soon, the shinobi found himself pinned against the tree. Naruto extended his palm to the man's chest and placed a seal on it. What did you just put on me? An explosion seal. If you don't give us your scroll, you die. Naruto said. But, I don't have it. The Aim Nin replied. Well, I guess you better go find your teammates and bring back the scroll. They should be close since you found us pretty fast. Naruto said, surprising both his teammates. They never knew Naruto could be merciless. I got it. The shinobi jumped through the trees and headed to his teammates. Naruto made a seal-less clone and tilted his head in the direction the shinobi went. The clone followed to retrieve the scroll. Wow Dobi, I got to say I'm impressed. Now we can just wait for the scroll. Sasuke said. Yeah, Naruto-kun, you knew he was there. You were so cool, Sakura said with stars in her eyes. Thanks, now we watch out. Naruto pushed Sakura out of the way and was blown away by strong wind. Naruto-kun, Sakura yelled. Ku, now shall we begin the hunt? A menacing voice said. Sasuke and Sakura looked up and saw a kunoichi standing on a branch. Sasuke Uchiha, I've been looking for you. Who are you? Sasuke asked. Ku, your predator. The kunoichi said, pulling on her eye and releasing ki, causing both genin to panic in fear. Dang, what hit me? Naruto asked, standing up. You were hit by wind jutsu, but I'm surprised. It was too powerful for genin. Kushina said. I wonder who used it. Naruto asked. He then heard hissing and turned around. There was a big snake right behind him. Sochi, I think I know who hit you with that jutsu. Kushina said from within Naruto. But why is Orochimaru here? I don't know, but do you know what this means? Naruto said, staring down at the reptile. We don't have to hold back, we don't have to hold back. They both said in unison. The snake lunged at them, but the blonde disappeared and reappeared on a tree branch and left for his teammates, but as he did, the snake was slashed in multiple pieces and splattered everywhere. I have to hurry and get to the others. Naruto made 2 clones and looked at them. When we get there, you hide. You know what to do. Nothing like good old-fashioned dangos and red bean soup. Enko said, throwing the dango sticks at a training post making an +A. I can't wait to see the Gaki again. Look what he did, all up in my head. Enko-san, you should come see this. Enko turned to the Chunin and got off the fence. He led her to 3 dead bodies, but what was disturbing was that the victims were missing their faces. There's no doubt, this is his jutsu. But is he here? Enk thought before turning around. Inform Lord Third, we are on high alert. Enko said before jumping into the forest. If he's here, I'll stop him no matter what. Enko said, grabbing her neck. Sasuke was just not having a good day. This freaking kunoichi was strong, so strong that looking at her, Sasuke was petrified. What's wrong, Sasuke? Don't you want my scroll? Sasuke turned to see the kunoichi riding on a huge snake. No, stay away. Sasuke threw some shurikens towards the kunoichi, but the trajectory was off. So much fear. Maybe you aren't worth my time. I guess I'll end this. The kunoichi said. I guess I should end this. I agree, let's end this. The KUSA nin looked down and saw Naruto holding a Rasengan in his palm and was struck by it before she could react and sent flying into a tree. Naruto backflips off the snake and lands next to Sakura, with Sasuke joining. Naruto-kun, I'm glad you're here. Sakura said. Naruto looked at and nodded. Dobi, thanks for coming. Sasuke said. Very impressive, Naruto-kun. To learn the Rasengan at your age. I was curious how you could go from a shrimp into this. The Kusa-nin said, rising from a tree branch. Naruto turned to the nin he hid and saw mud. An earth clone, you were prepared. Naruto commented. But of course, a good shinobi will always prepare for the unexpected. Even when faced with weaker opponents. The KUSA released some ki, but to her shock, Naruto countered it with his own. You are really something, Naruto-kun. Enough. Tell me why you are here. Orochimaru. Naruto said, making his 2 teammates gasp. Kukuku, how did you know it was me? Orochimaru asked. Please, there's not many snake summoners in the world and your chakra is dark and you have a lot for a genin. Naruto said. You're pretty smart for the dead last. Now what would you do knowing I'm here? Orochimaru asked. Well, I guess I'll kill you. Naruto responded. Orochimaru chuckled and shook his head. And how will you do that? First, I can't hold back. Naruto said as seals appeared on his body and started to circle around his body. When they disappeared, his chakra shot through the air. When Sasuke and Sakura felt the chakra, they felt sake, but the pressure was heavy. Huh, what's this feeling? Tenten asked. She and her team were jumping through the forest and turned to the direction. For some reason, Tenten was feeling warm when she felt the chakra. Neji activated his Byakugan and looked in the direction. It's hard to tell, it's like a wall of chakra blocking me but I can see a silhouette. Neji said, trying to focus. I can't believe it. It's Naruto-kun, Hinata said. She and her team were in a tree trunk, taking a break until they felt the huge chakra. She's correct, my bugs confirm it. But I don't know why I feel so safe. Shino said. I do too, Hinata said with a blush. Please, there's no way that's Naruto. Plus, I don't feel anything. Kiba said. Namikaze. Gaara said, looking in the direction. He's powerful. That's Namikaze-kun. Wow, his status went up a notch. Tamari said. She liked the feeling she was receiving. She had to see him in action. You will be worthy in proving my existence. Gaara said. Enko was leaping through the trees and stopped when she felt the chakra. It felt like a safe blanket. Whose chakra is this? It's not his, think Enko. What team came into the gate in that direction? Aim, Kiri and Foxy. But how did he get this strong? Foxy, you are more of a man than I thought you were. But why would he release this much chakra? There's no way he has to go all out on a genin. Enko's eyes widened. Is he over there? But why even if Foxy is the son of the Yondaime? Orochimaru doesn't have a reason to kill him. His goal was always to master every jutsu. Enko said, then realized what her ex-sensei goal was. The Uchiha. He completed the body transfer jutsu. Damn, hang in there Foxy-kun. I won't let you or the Uchiha be harmed by him. Enko said before leaping to the direction. This is astounding, Naruto-kun. Quite the impressive display of strength. But do you think it'll be enough? Orochimaru taunted. Well, I guess we're going to find out. Unless you leave, Naruto said. That's not going to happen, not until I have my prize. Orochimaru said. Then let's begin. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto said as multiple clones appeared and disappeared within the trees. Soon the clones started to whistle a peaceful tune. What are you up to, Naruto-kun? Orochimaru asked, narrowing his eyes with a smirk. Contingency plan, Naruto said as he charged the snake Sannin at blinding speed. Naruto appeared in front of the amused Sannin. Naruto went for an axe kick but was blocked by the Sannin. Orochimaru grabbed Naruto's leg and threw him to the side. Naruto recollected himself and landed on the side of a tree. He started to bounce between the trees then charged Orochimaru and landed a kick to the side of his head, sending him flying. Fox Flare Wave. Naruto sent a stream of flame towards where Orochimaru flew, burning the surrounding area. Naruto stood there, looking at the area. He wasn't an idiot, he knew the snake shit was alive. Impressive Naruto-kun, you're definitely not the dealast. Naruto's eyes widened when an arm ripped through his chest. But unfortunately, I don't have time to play. Well, too bad because I'm not done. Naruto said with blood coming out his mouth as he faded from existence, surprising the snake Sannin. What just? Orochimaru was cut off when he was punched in the face and crashed into a tree. He looked up and saw Naruto standing there with a smirk. But what surprised him was the fact that the wound he gave him was gone. How is this possible? What are you talking about? Naruto asked. I clearly remember impaling you through the chest. Orochimaru said. Funny, I don't remember that at all. Naruto responded. Orochimaru climbed out the tree and dusted himself off. Well, I guess I have to make you remember. Orochimaru said as he ran up the tree after the blonde. Naruto followed suit and ran towards his opponent and the two began a taijutsu battle. Orochimaru was getting irritated. Having time he landed a fatal blow on Naruto, the blonde just vanished. When did this start? It has to be some kind of genjutsu. His eyes widened before he smiled. I see, the whistling is you casting a genjutsu. Very clever. Naruto chuckled. I see you figured it out but what are you going to do about it? Orochimaru just smiled and broke his middle finger, releasing him from the genjutsu. There, now I'm free. Orochimaru said. Now what will you do? Well, you see, the genjutsu were just used to stall you. Naruto said, causing Orochimaru to raise an eyebrow. I know you're confused but I needed to prepare. Oh, and prepare for what? Orochimaru asked, intrigued. On a tree branch near them, one of Naruto's clones was crisscrossing, gathering chakra. His body poofed away and transferred the gathered chakra to Naruto. Naruto smirked as 6 tails sprouted from Naruto's behind and he grew fox ears. The trees around them started to glow and chakra was going into Naruto. Orochimaru was startled when he felt the pressure around Naruto got heavier. What's going on? Even though he looks like a fox, I don't feel the Kyuubi's chakra. I have never witnessed anything like this. Now let's get started, Naruto said before crouching down and disappearing. Orochimaru was looking around, trying to sense Naruto. Where did he go? Even if he was moving faster than the human eye, I should be able to sense his presence, but it's like. Orochimaru was cut off when he felt something grab his face and tossed him through the forest. Naruto landed on the spot and turned to Sasuke and Sakura. You two need to go now, Naruto said. Huh, but we can't leave you, Sakura responded. You'll get in the way, Naruto said before his senses went off. He backflipped as a giant snake came out of the ground and lunged at him. Orochimaru appeared on the snake and smirked at the blonde. Sorry, but I can't have you three escaping anytime soon, Orochimaru said. I guess you'll have to die, Naruto said before going through some hand signs. Summoning jutsu. Naruto-sama, Arya said, appearing with 4 tails. She was small anymore, she was the size of a bear and was a lot stronger than before. Why have you summoned me? It's time for us to kill a snake, Naruto said. Arya turned her head to face the snake and started leaking killer intent that surpassed a cage. Arya, summon you sisters. Arya nodded and howled. 2 more foxes appeared. One was orange and white. The other was light blue and white. Arya, Snow and Star. Take out the snake. Hi. The foxes disappeared in a blur and charged the snake. Naruto leapt on a branch and created 2 shurikens. Fox art. Frozen shuriken. Naruto threw the shurikens at Orochimaru. Orochimaru didn't even try to dodge, seeing them coming at him at a slow pace. That was until the 2 shurikens broke into multiple smaller shurikens and started to shoot at the snake Sannin at a faster speed. Turning the bottom half of his body into a snake, he slithered between the attack, but to his surprise once more, everything the shurikens touched was frozen. What's going on? How come I was never informed about his abilities? Orochimaru asked himself. Kabuto never made this known to him. Goo. Orochimaru looked behind him and saw a shuriken in his back and started to freeze. Orochimaru opened his mouth and another him was coming out like he was shedding his skin. He charged the blonde at blinding speed, while eyeing his snake just to see it destroyed by Naruto's fox. You 3, switch with Yuki and Inazuma. The 3 foxes nodded and disappeared. In Arya and Star space, Yuki and Inazuma appeared. Naruto-sama, why did we appear during your exam? Yuki asked before eyeing Orochimaru. Why is his chakra so evil? He's our target to kill, Naruto answered. Yuki and Inazuma eyes hardened at the word, kill, and started to radiate a gold and blue aura, while Naruto radiated an orange aura. The trees around everyone seemed to come to life. What's going on? Sakura asked. Why did those 2 appear and why do they have fox ears and tails like Naruto-kun? Sasuke didn't say anything as he watched the fight take place. Naruto gave a feral grin. Now let's begin the snake skinning. Enko finally made it and landed on a branch near Team 7 and stood hidden. She looked around and her eyes narrowed on her former sensei, but she was confused when she saw how nervous he looked. She turned her gaze to her former sensei opponents, eyes widening when she saw Naruto with fox ears and tails, alongside 2 fox girls and the pressure she felt coming from the 3. What's going on with Foxy-kun? Back to the battle, Sasuke and Sakura were staring at their teammate in surprise. When did this happen to him? Orochimaru was unsure on how to act. Naruto was standing next to 2 fox girls with 6 tails like him, and if they were as strong as him, he was screwed. So what is this, Naruto-kun? I never seen anything like this, and where did you acquire a fox contract? Why does it matter? You're going to die here and be used as fertilizer for the trees, Naruto said as he, Yuki and Inazuma got ready. Fox fist. Ice. Fox fist. Light. Fox fight. Lightning. Naruto's fist started to be covered with ice, Yuki was covered in light energy and Inazuma with lightning. Let's start the hunt. Yuki. Inazuma, go. The three fox sages disappeared in blur, startling the snake Sanin as he turned to his left and caught Naruto fist. You got to do, Orochimaru stopped his monologue when his hand was starting to freeze. Naruto, seeing his distraction, kicked Orochimaru in the air. Orochimaru collected himself, but he was startled when Inazuma was in front of him. Fast, Orochimaru thought before he was punched by a lightning fist and slammed into the ground. When he tried to get up, he started to static paralysis. I can't defend against their taijutsu without damaging myself. Orochimaru looked in front of him and saw Yuki charging him. He opened his mouth and 1,000 snakes slithered out his mouth with swords in their mouths. Yuki still charged forward while going through some hand signs. Sage Arts. Shining Fox Wave. Yuki shot a light beam out her mouth and destroyed the snakes. Orochimaru jumped to the tree branch and was shocked at what he heard. Sage, you're a fox sage, Orochimaru asked in fear. Yuki appeared in front of him and started with rapid punches. We are fox sages, that we are. Now die, Yuki said as she punched Orochimaru through a branch. Fox Art. Star Shuriken. Yuki threw light shurikens at the snake Sanin. Fox Art. Static Javelin. Inazuma threw a lightning javelin at Orochimaru, causing a huge explosion. Orochimaru jumped out the smoke and was trying to catch his breath. Out of nowhere, Anko charged Orochimaru and grabbed his wrist before tossing him to a trunk. She then grabbed his hand with hers and pinned both of them with a kunai. Hey, sensei, looks like you took a beating, Anko said. As she watched the fight, she was amazed at Naruto-kun. To see him beat the crap out of her piece of shit sensei was a turn on. Now I get the finishing blow. Oh, my dear Anko-chan, it's nice to see you, Orochimaru said with a smile. Hubby-chan, Naruto said, jumping behind Anko. What are you doing? I was going to kill him. Sorry, but that pleasure belongs to me, Anko said as seals appeared around her and Orochimaru's body. Now my revenge will be fulfilled. Sochi, she is going to use a self-destruction jutsu to kill herself alongside Orochimaru, Kushina said, making Naruto panic. Hubby-chan, don't do it. Revenge is not worth your life, Naruto pleaded. You don't understand, he abandoned me and marked me with a curse mark, when I was rescued and returned here. The villagers started to look at me differently and started to call me names like snake bitch and snake whore, all because of the mark. I was alone and it hurted, Anko said with angry tears coming out her eyes. Naruto's eyes widened. You were just like me. Yeah, you were just a loose end. So I didn't need you, you were just a test subject, Orochimaru said, but started to glow red in Naruto's eyes. He's lying, Naruto said as the two turned to Naruto. When he said he abandoned you, he started to glow. You may not know this, but if you lie in front of me, you'll glow in my eyes, and he just did. Hubby-chan, he didn't abandon you. You left on your own, you just don't remember. Anko's eyes widened and turned to her former sensei. Is that true? Well, what if it is? I'll confess, you did leave because you didn't want to accept the curse mark and kidnapped people for me to test on. When I left one night to gather more test subjects, I returned to the lab we were at and you were gone, Orochimaru said. But I must thank you for the distraction, Orochimaru said before turning to Mud. Arg. Naruto turned to Sasuke and saw Orochimaru biting down on his neck from behind, and when he released him, he sunk into the shadows. It's been fun, Orochimaru said before disappearing. Damn it, Naruto roared in anger as he released a shockwave from screaming, causing a windstorm as chakra was flooding out of Naruto. I was so close, Naruto yelled, glowing bright orange as Sakura and Anko started to gasp from Naruto's pressure. Naruto-sama, Yuki called as she and Inazuma bowed. Sochi breathed out, Kushina instructed. Naruto nodded and calmed down. You too, great job. You're dismissed. Yuki and Inazuma nodded before disappearing. Naruto released his Sage mode and jumped to Sasuke and put him on his back. Sakura, we're leaving. Foxy-kun, it's my fault and I'm sorry, Anko called with guilt. She could have let Naruto kill her bastard ex-sensei, but she wanted to get the final blow. She was selfish, and now the bastard was still alive. Naruto turned to her and smiled. It's fine, you were angry. I'll see you at the tower, okay? Sure. I owe you one. Anko said as the two went their separate ways. Naruto headed to the tower with Sakura right behind him. Anko stared at the blonde with a sad look. She had to make it up to him for her stupidity. Oh right, he's into me. I guess I can give him a date, plus he kicked Sensei's ass. Anko said before giggling. Who am I kidding? I'm into him as well. Anko said as she jumped through the trees. Naruto was jumping through the trees with a confused Sakura behind him. You have something to say, Sakura. Sakura flinches and nods. Yeah, why did you hide your strength from us? Only you and Sasuke didn't know. Kakashi-sensei figured it out and we spared before we went to wave. Naruto said, making Sakura's eyes widen. I don't even consider you and Sasuke friends since the two always treat me badly, never wanting to hang out with and putting me down. Why would I tell you anything? Sakura's face turns to regret. She knew how she treated the blonde and after hearing Naruto didn't think they were friends, for some reason it hurt her. The son of the hero didn't like her. I have to make it up to him. I'm sorry, Naruto-kun. I was a bully and I should have treated you better. We'll see, Naruto said as he stopped. Stand here. Naruto ordered Sakura before jumping down in the opening. Come out with the scroll or you go boom. Naruto called out. The aim nin comes out, glaring at the blonde with the scroll Naruto needed. Once you hand me the scroll and we reach the tower, I'll deactivate the seal, but if it's fake, well, you know the rest. There'll be no second chances. So make sure you don't trick me with a fake scroll. Naruto said looking at the scroll. So if that scroll is fake and I find out, I won't say a word. You'll just die. The aim nin started to sweat, he looked at the scroll in his hand. It was a fake scroll and now he was terrified. If the blonde figured out the scroll was a fake, he would die. Naruto approached the aim nin and held out his hand. Here. The nin said, giving Naruto the fake scroll. Remember, the moment the scroll touches my hand and it's fake, you'll become a bloody firework or misplace parts. Naruto said, halting the aim nin. His teammates jumped next to him and waited. What are you doing? Give him the scroll. One of the teammates said. Naruto smirked and disappeared in a blur. He grabbed the teammate's wrist and placed the same seal on their wrist. What did you do? I placed the same seal on your wrist, so you three will either live together or die together. Naruto said. The two teammates paled. They were going to try and drop the blonde when he received the fake scroll, but now, they weren't so sure. When they hesitated, Naruto smirked. I see, you were planning to give me a fake scroll. I guess I can go ahead and blow you three up. Wait, we'll give the scroll. Just don't kill us. The middle nin said, reaching into his pouch and pulling out a scroll. He tossed it to Naruto. Naruto looked at and smiled. Thanks, I'll deactivate the seal once we're at the tower. Naruto said before grabbing Sakura's shoulder and shushing away. At the tower, Naruto and Sakura appeared in front of the tower door. The two looked around and saw something on the wall. If the quality of wisdom is what you desire, use the earth to take your mind higher. If earthly qualities are what you lack, train your body and prepare to attack. When heaven and earth are open together, the perilous path will become righteous forever. I see, Naruto said as Sakura continued to read the wall. We have to open the scroll. Naruto said, sitting Sasuke gently on the floor and tossing the two scrolls. When it opened, Kakashi appeared and smiled. Congrats, I knew. What happened to Sasuke? Kakashi asked as he put his fingers on Sasuke's neck to check his vitals. That's when he saw it. Orochimaru, I'm glad you three are alive. Since we have 3 days to rest, I'll take Sasuke and seal the curse mark off. You two go get some rest. Right, sensei. The two responded as Kakashi teleported with Sasuke. I guess we should go find some rooms to stay in, Naruto suggested. Naruto then put his hand in a ram sign and reactivated the seal on his body. There, all done. As the two walked through the tower, they saw Temari walking out of a cafeteria. When she saw Naruto, she smiled and approached him. It seems you made it, Namikaze-kun. Temari said. Naruto smirked and folded his arms. Yeah, well, it wasn't that difficult, Naruto responded. Temari just smirked. Impressive, and you don't even have a scratch. I was wondering, whenever you are free, Sorry, but he's going to be busy for a while, Sakura said, glaring at Temari. Temari analyzed Sakura and didn't deem her threat. I was saying before I was interrupted. I was hoping you could show me around the village later, Temari said, while bending down a bit. Naruto just smiled. Sure, and just for the record, you don't have to use your beauty on me, Naruto said, making Temari blush. Soon Anko rushed in the room, and when she spotted Naruto, she glomped him in a hug. Naru-kun, I'm glad you made it, Anko said. You're not mad at Anko-chan for stopping you from killing the bastard, Orochimaru, are you? Anko asked with her bottom lip out. No, I'm not, Naruto said, while blushing from the feel of her chest. I'm glad. Do you want to get some dango with me? Anko said. Temari's eyes widened when he heard this. Wait, you fought a Sannin and almost killed him? Temari asked in disbelief. Yeah, it was only because he underestimated me, I'm sure, Naruto said. Not from what I saw, Sakura added. You didn't even get a scratch. Well, anyway, Naru-kun has to come with me, Anko said before grabbing the blonde's arm and running out the door. Temari just stared at the door, arms folded. He will be mine, you hear? Temari said. Not a chance, he used to have a crush on me. So I have a better chance, Sakura said. Used to, meaning he doesn't anymore. He's a prince and I'm a princess. We're already meant for each other. Temari said nothing and just glared. Anko was staring at the 2 full plates of dango Naruto ordered for her, drooling. You didn't have to order this for me, I was supposed to treat you. Think of this as a mini date, Naruto said. Anko just smirked. You might hit third base soon, Anko said. What about first and second? Naruto asked before being pulled towards Anko and kissing the blonde, surprising him. Anko pulled away and chuckled at the blonde's reaction. There you go, you caught my eye, Naruto-kun, and watching kick my bastard of a sensei ass turned me on, Anko said and wrapped her arms around Naruto's neck. Plus, I noticed the other girls eyeing you. I like you, Naruto, and would love to go out with you. Naruto blushed and smirked. Sure, how about after the exam and we'll go out on a date? Sure, and if you kick ass in the exam, I'll give you a bigger reward, Anko said. Naruto smiled and kissed the back of Anko's hand. I promise, my lady, Naruto replied, and the two started to finish their dango. Naruto was standing on the balcony, watching his teammate fight some unknown leaf nin from Kabuto team. Because of the curse mark, Sasuke was struggling to use his chakra. Wow, Duckbutt is not throwing a punch. I told him he should just forfeit, Anko said. Yeah, but he's too prideful for that, Naruto commented. After dodging the majority of the grabs, Sasuke disappeared and reappeared under Yoroi and kicked him in the air. Then he appeared above him and drop-kicked him in the stomach. He copied Lee's move. That's the power of the Sharingan, Sasuke said, walking up to the rail. The next fight was Shino versus Zaku. Shino is going to win, Naruto commented, noticing the bugs scattered around the arena. Of course, Shino is my most talented student, Kurenai said with pride. Zaku tried to attack Shino and he dispersed into bugs. He appeared behind Zaku and back-slapped him away. It's over, you should give up, Shino said calmly. Like I'll surrender to some leaf trash, Zaku said, pointing his palm to Shino. It's over, Naruto said as Zaku blew up since Shino clogged his cannon with his bugs. Shino was announced the winner and walked up the stairs. Next it was Kankuro versus Tsurugi, Kabuto's other teammate. Naruto really didn't care for the result of this fight since he didn't know either, but he was impressed in how Kankuro substituted himself with his puppet and almost ended his opponent's life. Next was Sakura versus Ino. Naruto turned to Sakura and smiled. Good luck and do your best, Naruto said. Thanks, Naruto-kun, Sakura said before jumping down and facing her former best friend. Naruto didn't want to be a mean person, but this fight was pathetic. The only impressive thing about this fight was Ino using her hair to paralyze Sakura and Sakura resisting Ino's mind control. The fight had ended up in a draw. The next battle was brutal, Temari versus Tenten. While both kunoichi were skilled, Tenten was at a disadvantage since she used weapons only and Temari was a wind user. The worst part was the finish when Temari dropped Tenten on her back against her fan. After the victory, Tamari walks away after throwing a wink at Naruto, swaying her hips. She really wants you, Sochi. Not happening. I like Anko-chan. Naruto told his mom. They began to watch the battle between Shikamaru and Kin. Naruto had to hold down his laughter when Shikamaru made Kin hit her head against the wall after all the trash talk she said. Next is Naruto Namikaze vs Kiba Inuzuka, Hayate said. Alright, looks like we got an easy win, Akamaru. Kiba told his companion as the two jumped over the rail. Naruto just smiled and faded away. Everyone was confused and looked around. He then appeared in front of Kiba, who was still looking up at the balcony. I'm here, Mutt, Naruto said. Everyone turned to see Naruto in the arena with his hand in his pocket. You should give up. Everyone knows you're a weakling and can never beat me. Kiba taunted. We'll see, Naruto said before he started to whistle. Sakura realized what he was doing and smirked. If you two are ready, you may begin. Hayate said, jumping back. Naruto-kun already won, Sakura whispered, which Kakashi nodded to. Your student is awfully confident. Wasn't he the last of his class? Kurenai said to Kakashi. He did improve but not enough to beat Kiba. Kakashi chuckled. He has every right to be confident. What you saw him do in the academy against those sound nin was not even a fraction of what he could do. It turns out that Naruto was hiding his real skills from us. Before our mission to the wave, I spared with him and I can say without a doubt. There's no genin here that can beat him. I agree, especially since I saw him almost kill my former sensei. Anko said, shocking everyone. What did you just say? Asuma asked. You're saying Naruto, the dead last, almost killed a Sannin. There's no way that's possible, Kurenai said, fearing for her student. It's true, Sakura said, and he is using the technique he started with, right now. Everyone turned to the fight and saw Naruto whistling while just staring at Kiba. What are you doing, yo idiot? Kiba asked. Naruto ignored him and just kept whistling. Hey, I'm talking to you. Naruto just stood there and kept whistling. Fine, I'll beat you in one hit. Beast mimicry. Kiba got on all four and his teeth and nails got sharper. Here I come. Kiba charged Naruto, who just twirled his body and dodged Kiba's attack. Kiba looked behind him to face Naruto but was kicked in the face by the blonde, flying towards the ground. He picked himself back up and glared at Naruto. You'll pay for that, Kiba said before pulling out a pill and throwing it to Akamaru. Akamaru. The dog ate it and his fur started to turn red. The dog rushed to his partner and jumped on Kiba's back. Ninja art. Man-beast clone. Akamaru transformed into Kiba and the two charged Naruto, who just had his hand in his pockets. The two began to swipe at him but to the shock of everyone, he just kept dodging it with ease. That's it, take this. Kiba yelled as he charged Naruto and nailed him in the stomach. Naruto was sent flying and hit the wall, creating a crack. There, how do you like that? Kiba asked. He then felt someone tap his shoulder and he turned around, then received a punch in the face. Kiba's back hit the floor and his nose was bleeding. He looked up and saw Naruto smiling at him. What's the matter, Mutt? Naruto asked. Kiba's eyes were wide and turned to the Naruto he hit and saw no one there, but what surprised him was the fact the crack in the wall was gone. What just happened? Choji asked. I'm not sure. Naruto-kun's injury and the crack in the wall disappeared. Ino said. Kakashi lifted up his headband and smirked. So that's it, I see. How is Naruto whistling when he's talking to Kiba? Asuma asked. Hinata and Neji activated their Byakugan and gasped. Naruto is using Genjutsu, Neji said, earning a gasp from everyone. It's his whistling, it's not an activation Genjutsu, it's a stream. As long as he whistles, Kiba can't get out. But that kind of Genjutsu requires a lot of chakra since it is constant and the level is from B to S. Asuma said. Kurenai was quiet. She tried to learn a continuous Genjutsu that she could keep going on, but she always ran out of chakra or lacked control. To hear that Naruto, who was brash and impatient, was able to learn it, impressed her. I have to talk to him after this. Kiba kept trying to attack the blonde when he overheard what the people at the balcony said. So, that's how you were doing it. You were using a Genjutsu. What are you? A coward. Only weaklings use genjutsu. Naruto was shocked at his words. Wow, you just called your sensei a weakling. Naruto said, making Kiba gulp and turn to Kurenai, who was glaring at him. And I'm impressed with the skills of genjutsu. To cast an illusion to deceive your opponent is great. Could give you the upper hand in battle and control the flow of the opponent. Whatever, I'm still going to win. Kiba said, alright, since you don't like genjutsu. How about ninjutsu? Naruto said before going through some hand signs. Rainbow fox hunt. Foxes of different colors started to appear around Kiba, making him gulp. What is this? Kiba asked until he sniffed the air, then his eyes widened. Those are not real foxes. Kiba said. Naruto just smiled. He's right. Neji said. They are made of chakra and it is compressed. They're bombs. Kakashi-sensei, have you seen this technique? Sakura asked. No, I haven't. There's no record of this technique. Kakashi answered. Well, let's see what happens. Kurenai says. She was sure Kiba would win, but now after hearing that Naruto was holding back, she wasn't sure. Now before we start hunting, just for Kurenai-san. Kurenai's attention was on the blonde. I changed my mind and am going to use genjutsu to make the ultimate hunting ground. Bringer of darkness. The whole area went dark, scaring everyone. And now the last touch. Howling fog. A fog was created and you could hear fox howling noise coming out of them. Good luck, Mutt. If these foxes find you, it's curtains. Kiba was panicking. He couldn't smell anything or see anything. See, come out, Naruto, and face me like a man. There's no man here, on a shinobi willing to defeat his opponent. Naruto responded. Kiba picked up on it and charged towards the direction and ran towards an orange fox. The fox leapt at him and when it touched him, he was caught on fire. Ag! Kiba yelled in pain. He rolled on the ground. What is this? Come on, you idiot. Kiba said. Are you that scared of me? I think you're the one that's scared, Kiba. Naruto's voice ranged from the darkness. You are so used to your senses, but take them away and you're nothing. Arf! Akamaru. Kiba called, hearing his companion in pain. He ran to the direction but couldn't see anything. Damn it, Naruto. When I get out of here. Kiba paused when he heard growling and started to look around him. A light blue fox jumped on him and bit him, then transformed into ice, covering half of Kiba's body. Give up, Kiba, Naruto said, appearing in front of Kiba. Kiba looked up and charged the blonde. Fang over fang. Kiba started to spin like a drill towards Naruto. Fool, Naruto said before fading away, and his place was the other foxes. Shit, was all Kiba said before the different colored foxes pounced on him, creating different elemental explosions. When Naruto released the genjutsu, Kiba's back had ice on it, his sleeve was slightly burnt and he had static electricity over his body. Kiba slowly looked up and saw Akamaru in front of him with a couple bruises. Winner is Naruto Namikaze, Hayate said. Naruto smiled and did a fist pump. Haku came from the medic room and collected Kiba. Good job, Naruto-sama. Haku said. Thanks, Haku. Why don't you stay for the rest of the match? Naruto asked. Well, the next fight is Hinata Hyuga versus Neji Hyuga, Hayate announced. Haku and Naruto's eyes widened and worried for their friend. I think I will, Haku answered as the two used an ice shunshin to transport to the balcony. Haku turned to the Hyuga heiress and approached her. Naruto walked up the stairs with Haku by his side as they made their way to the balcony to watch the Hyugas fight. Naruto-kun, I was impressed by your skills. Naruto turned to Kurenai, who approached him with a sheepish smile. I'm sorry for doubting your skills earlier and thank you for using genjutsu for my sake. No problem, genjutsu shouldn't be underestimated. I love every shinobi art, including genjutsu, but enough of that, we should support Hinata-chan. I agree, Haku said. Hinata-hime is strong and I hope she prevails. I agree, but the way Neji is looking at her. So much hate, Naruto said. She had problems within her clan and one of the major ones revolved around her father and Neji. Kurenai said, entering the conversation. I never thought that I would be facing you, Hinata-sama. Neji said with a calm demeanor. Same, Ne-san, Hinata responded nervously. What? Those two are related. They don't smell the same at all. Naruto said. Hold up, they're cousins. They have a little similar scent but not enough to be siblings. You're correct, Naruto, Kakashi said. Neji and Hinata are cousins. Neji is from the lower branch while Hinata is the next heir to the Hyuga clan. I see. Does Neji hold resentment because of his placement in the clan? Haku asked. I'm not sure, Lee said. From what I know, the Hyuga clan follow many rules but the rules mostly favor the main family and the branch family are nothing but servants. I see, Naruto responded. Start the battle please, Hayate said and stepped back. Just one thing before we start our battle. Hinata-sama, withdraw, Neji said. You're not suited to be a shinobi. You're too nice, you wish to avoid conflict and for harmony, you just follow others and lack confidence. I believe the only reason you're in the exams is to not let your teammates down. You entered reluctantly, am I wrong? That's not true, Hinata said. I only. I wanted to change that about myself, so I joined to become a better person. Hinata said. Naruto and Haku felt for the girl, they didn't agree with the male Hyuga. Kurenai frowns at Neji. I'll be taking Hinata under my wing. Kurenai remembered the conversation with Hiashi. I don't care, Hinata is a failure who can't defeat her sister who's 5 years younger. Kurenai gripped her fist remembering that day and to top it off, Hinata heard everything. A failure will always be a failure. Their personality and strength won't change, that's a fact. Neji said. If you believe that then you're wrong. Everyone turned to Naruto, who spoke. Just in case you forgot, I was the dead last of the class a few months ago and a day ago, I almost killed a Sannin, then I beat Kiba without getting a scratch, so saying no one can change is bullshit. Naruto-kun, Hinata mumbled with hope. And there's nothing wrong with kindness. Haku spoke up. Having a gentle soul and not wishing for conflict is admirable. Hinata-chan wants to improve and if she believes she could, then that means it's possible. If people stayed the same, growth wouldn't exist. Hinata has something to fight for and I believe she'll succeed. Hinata blushed at the words and smiled. Haku-kun, Naruto-kun, Hinata breathed in and opened her eyes with a serious expression. Nei-san, I will grow and become stronger. I decided on my Nindo. Is not to give up and to change the Hyuga clan. Hinata went through some hand signs and activated her Byakugan. I see, you're not giving up. I won't be responsible for what happens. Neji said, activating his Byakugan. Here I come, Neji-Nisan. Hinata and Neji charged each other and began their square off. As the two began to trade blows, Sakura was confused by the style. I have never seen a style like this. Sakura said. It's the Hyuga Gentle Fist. It's the most dangerous taijutsu style in the Leaf Village. Guy said, gaining the girl's attention. Lee and I use the Furious Fist. It's designed to damage the body like breaking bones and external wounds but the Gentle Fist is designed to attack the chakra network and internal organs. And thanks to the Byakuga, they have seen through vision. They can see the flow of chakra and disrupt it. I'll say, Naruto commented. Guy-sensei, if you acquire enough speed, would it be possible to avoid the attacks? From what I know, Hyugas have 360-degree vision but I believe with enough hard work, you can overcome anything. Guy said. Sochi, I believe it'll be dangerous even for you if you fought him carelessly. But you should be stronger since you're a ninjutsu specialist. Kushina said. Hinata and Neji continued to trade blows and the two went for a strike at the same time. Who landed the blow? Ino asked. I can't tell. Anko asked and turned to Naruto, noticing his worried look. Oh no, Naruto and Haku said at the same time. Hinata coughed up blood and stepped back a bit. What happened? Sakura asked out loud. I didn't sense any flow of chakra coming out of her palm. Naruto said. Somehow, Neji disrupted her chakra network. Haku added, worried for the girl. But how? Hinata asked. Neji grabbed her wrist and removed her sleeve, showing small wounds on her arm. Hinata just realized. You could see them the whole time. This match is over, Neji said. Not yet. Hinata moved Neji's arm out the way and tried to strike him but he grabbed her arm and striked it before palming her chest. Hinata's heart was in pain and she began to cough up more blood. Why don't you give up? You can't change who you are. You're a disgrace, Neji said. Hinata stood up wobbling and looked at Neji with sympathy. You know what I think, you're the one who is suffering. You put all the blame on me because you're hurt and angry. I feel sorry for you, Nei-san. Why you? Neji, enraged, charged Hinata with the intent to kill. The match is over, Hayate said. He was about to rush in when two blur reached the male Hyuga. Neji found himself in a headlock by Haku, who aimed a senbon to his neck. Naruto grabbed his wrist and aimed his ninjutsu between Neji's eyes. So fast, was the thoughts of everyone in the stadium. So, the privileged gets help again. You were going to kill her. Haku slowly started to freeze Neji's shoulder. Neji turned to her and saw slits in her eyes. You'll pay for that, Naruto said as he was sending fire through his blade. Enough, Hayate said as he and the Jonins appeared around the three. When he reached for Haku's shoulder, his hand started to freeze. He's pissed. Foxy-kun, that's enough, Enko said, grabbing his arm and trying to pull it away. She started to sweat from the heat radiating off of Naruto. Neji, you promised you wouldn't let the clan affairs get to you. Guy said. Hinata was lying on the floor, and started to cough up blood. Hinata, Kurenai called in worried. Haku released the male Hyuga and rushed over to the girl. Neji stared at Naruto with a smirk. You look like you have something to say. Neji said. Yeah, a warning. If we fight, I'm going to destroy you for what you did. She was your cousin and you tried to kill her. As Naruto said this, the room was flooded with killer intent, startling everyone. I will break you and beat the shit out of you for what you have done, that's a promise. Haku walked next to Neji and glared at him. I usually do not prefer killing, but for you, I'll make an exception. You'll regret what you did to Hinata-chan. Neji wasn't sure how, but he saw a snow-white fox behind Haku and a gold one behind Naruto. Sochi, take her to the fox spring. Bring her there, we can treat. Naruto nodded and ran to Hinata. Yuki, come out, Naruto ordered. I'm here, Naruto-sama. That I am, Yuki said with a bow. Can you take her to the spring of the sun? Naruto asked, but Yuki frowned. Sorry, but only summoners can go. Naruto nodded and approached Hinata. Hinata, do you trust me? Naruto asked. Oh, of course, Hinata responded. Naruto nodded and summoned Akane. Naruto-sama. No time, have her sign the contract and take her to the spring of healing. Akane nodded and pulled out the scroll. Naruto grabbed the Hyuga's hand and guided her finger with blood to sign her name. There, let's go. Wait, can I come along? Naruto and Akane turned to Kurenai, who had a worried look on her face. She's like a sister to me, please. Kurenai asked. Naruto-sama, we should go. Haku said. Akane-chan, is Kurenai eligible? Naruto asked. She's an illusionist, she's eligible and her heart is pure. Naruto nodded and held out his hand. Kurenai nodded and grabbed it before the group disappeared. Hiruzen stared at the spot they were in with suspicion. When did Naruto-kun get a new contract and why didn't he inform me? Everyone, ignore what happened and continue with the exam, Hiruzen said before looking at Kakashi. Did he know? Naruto and his group arrived near the spirit forest with Haku carrying Hinata's body. Haku, take Hinata-chan to the lake. Hi, Naruto-sama. Haku picked up the girl and headed to the spring. Kurenai was about to follow, but Naruto grabbed her arm. You were unable to transverse through the forest without being on the contract. Come with me, Naruto said as he led the Jonin through a grassy field. Kurenai was amazed at what she was looking at. The sky was pink and there were a lot of flowers, and somehow, the moon and the sun were up at the same time. Naruto led her to a huge tree with a door and walked inside. Please come in. Thank you, Kurenai replied as they walked in. Can I get you some tea? Naruto offered. Sure and thanks. Kurenai accepted the offer. Naruto could feel that she was stressed. Don't worry, she's fine. She'll recover, Naruto said, trying to comfort the Jonin. Thanks for helping her and sorry for undermining your abilities earlier against Kiba. Kurenai admitted. You impressed me with your knowledge of genjutsu. Thanks, I have to thank Akane-chan and Ka-chan for that. Naruto admitted, as red chakra came from his stomach and formed next to him, revealing a happy Kushina. I'm happy to help Sochi, Kushina said, hugging Naruto. Kushina-sama. Kushina turned to Kurenai and frowned. Kurena-chan, I'm glad you're a jonin, but don't go acting like you're student thinking because my son was the dead last, he'll stay that way. Kurenai blushed in embarrassment. I said I was sorry, but the way he acted. You can't blame me. Kushina smiled in pride. That means he did a good job. He hid what he could do from everyone and he was underestimated. He almost killed Petamaru, but little Anko had to interfere. When I see her, she will be punished. At the Chunin, Anko shivered in fear and looked around like she was doomed. Anyway, Kurenai, would you like to sign the Fox contract? Naruto offered. You are qualified to sign since foxes use genjutsu as one of their arts. If you want to see Hinata, you have to sign or wait. Kurenai was quiet. She didn't know what to do. This was quite the opportunity. Come on, Kurenai-chan. I'll be able to train you in Sochi, plus when Anko signs the contract, it'll be the 7 of us. But Anko has the snake contract. Kurenai reminded. Matt. Don't worry, I'm sure she'll sign when the time comes. Naruto said as he stood up. We should go now, I'm pretty sure we missed a lot of matches. But what about? Hinata will be fine, Haku is with her. Kushina said, cutting Kurenai off. Go on, you can come back after the preliminary, but I want you to decide if you want to sign the contract. Alright, thank you Kushina-sama, Kurenai said before disappearing. One more and we're finished. Rock Lee said as he charged Gaara. The 5th gate. Gate of closing. Open. Lee struck Gaara's stomach, sending the sand shinobi to the ground. Lee pulled Gaara back up by wrapping some bandages around Gaara's body. Hidden Lotus. Lee struck Gaara, causing a huge shockwave. We're back, Naruto announced as he and Kurenai returned to the exams. On instinct, he grabbed Kurenai and covered her with his back before the dust flew into her face. Thanks, Naruto-kun, Kurenai said with a warm smile. Naruto nodded and looked at the battlefield. Kurenai approached Shino and stood behind him. What happened, Shino? Rock Lee went up against Gaara. Shino answered. It was amazing. Rock Lee was wearing weights around his ankles and when he took it off, his speed increased. Sakura said. Naruto nodded and tried to look through the dust. When it cleared, both competitors were laying on the ground. Gaara glared at Lee before reaching his hand towards the green-clad boy, manipulating the sand. Lee tried to crawl away but he was too exhausted. Nope, Naruto said before disappearing and reappearing in front of Lee. Stop it Gaara, you won. Because of Naruto's interference, Rock Lee is disqualified. Hayate said. Naruto-kun, why? Lee asked his friend. He was going to kill you, Naruto answered. You need to live to accomplish your dream. Sorry for interfering but you're my friend. Guy jumped down and approached Lee. I'm proud of you Lee. Naruto looked at Gaara before narrowing his eyes. You're a host, aren't you? Gaara turned to sand and reformed, standing up. You shouldn't have interfered, he was my prey. I won't let you endlessly kill. I'll stop you because now, you are my prey. Naruto said with his eyes turning slit. Gaara shunshin next to his team and folded his arms. Temari looked at her brother, then at Naruto. He knows Gaara's secret and he's not startled. Do he think he can beat a Jinchuriki? Temari thought. Naruto-kun keeps impressing me, too bad we're going to be enemies. If the plan fails, I might be able to savage our village's bond through him. Hey Nai-chan, how's the princess? Anko asked. Kurenai turned to her friend with a soft smile. She'll be fine, thanks to Naruto-kun. Anko smiled and approached her favorite blonde and hugged him from behind. You are something special, Anko commented. Thanks, speaking of which, there's something I want to talk to you about after Choji's match. Naruto said. Anko gave the blonde a confused look but nodded nonetheless. After Choji was taken out, all the remaining genin lined up together in front. We're the final part of the exam in a month. You will draw from a lot to determine your opponent. Now one by one, go and retrieve a number. Each of the genin walked up to Hayate and picked a number. After everyone was assigned a number, Hayate listed the opponents and turned to the genin. Naruto's eyes widened before adopting a sadistic smirk and turning to Neji with slit eyes, killer intent coming off his body. Neji felt it and sweated a bit, Gaara felt it and turned blonde with a matching smirk. Anko was looking at Naruto and smiled. I love when he looks like that. You have a month to get ready, now you're dismissed. Hiruzen said before turning to Naruto. Naruto-kun, please come to my office. I knew this was coming. Hi Gigi. Naruto responded. Why did you hide your skills? Hiruzen questioned the boy in front of him. Naruto was standing next to Kakashi and Anko. Why did you not tell me anything? Naruto smirked, not scared at all. Because it was your punishment. My punishment? What do you mean? Hiruzen asked, narrowing his eyes on Naruto. I was told not to tell you. Naruto responded. By who? Hiruzen asked. Naruto didn't say anything as Kushina poofed next to him. Hiruzen dropped the pipe out his mouth in shock. Kushina-chan. Hey old monkey, we have a lot to talk about. And let's start with the first question. Why didn't you tell Naruto-chan about us? I understand the village but my son is an exception. Because he would have been a target for Kumo and Iwa if he started to blabber. Hiruzen answered. So you didn't trust him? Kushina asked with hands on her hips. I couldn't risk it, Hiruzen said firmly. What is the Uzumaki golden rule? Kushina asked, making Hiruzen's eyes widened. Family before everything. I told you before his birth. If anything were to happen to me, I want Tsunade-sama to take care of him if the pervert couldn't, and when he joins the academy, to tell him about us. But you didn't, you betrayed us, and not that, you didn't tell him about our clan and had him struggle to learn the clone jutsu. Did you forget that I couldn't perform the jutsu or was senile? You chose the village over my son, you failed. Hiruzen gulped but didn't give up. I wanted to protect him. I was doing the best I could. And you failed. I appreciate the effort but your decision was wrong. I proved he was able to keep a secret, I showed how strong he would have been if trained right, and I gave him the love he deserved. If I wasn't here, he would probably be a clone spamming idiot with no technique. That would have brought shame to my clan. Also to let you know, I'm going to kill the 3 elders. I saw all of Sochi's memories and they will die. Not only that but the next time I see Jiraiya, he'll be in the hospital. Kushina said. It's not Jiraiya-kun's fault, I ordered him to watch over the villages after the fox attack. Hiruzen said. Really, so you're telling me that he couldn't visit my son in 13 years? I should just accept that. Let me ask you this, how many books did he release over the years and how many times did he peep on a girl? Hiruzen went cold at the question. That's what I thought. Jiraiya is no longer his godfather. Now he can peep all he wants. Hiruzen turned to Kakashi. She told you not to tell me. Kakashi nodded. Yeah, after we spar before going to wave. I questioned him about his skills. He told me about Kushina. Anyway, I want to go to the spring before we leave to train. Kushina said. Anko-chan, come with us. Kushina said before grabbing Anko's and her son's hand, disappearing away. Hiruzen just rubbed his temples. Great, Jiraiya is going to fit. He was supposed to train the boy in exchange for missing out on Naruto's growth. Well, he should have valued his promise from Minato. I understand you were looking out for the village but Uzumaki, value family more than loyalty. Kakashi said before turning around. I'm off to train Sasuke. Naruto and Anko were walking to the sauna after Kushina entered the seal to relax when they heard giggling. The two looked up in the tree branch to see a white-haired man peeking at the girls. Anko and Kushina, within Naruto, seethed at the pervert. Sochi, kicked the perverted poor excuse of a godfather into the sauna. Naruto nodded and disappeared. He, this is perfect. Those lovely women are a great source of inspiration. The man said as Naruto appeared behind him. Naruto shoved the man into the water, surrounded by naked women who screamed in panic. Hi ladies, pervert. The man ended screaming as he was delivered divine justice. Serves the pervert right, Anko said. Jiraiya flew out from behind the fence and landed in front of Anko. Naruto jumped out of the tree and landed next to the snake mistress. Who did that? Oh, hey Anko, looking lovely as always. Jiraiya commented. Can it perv, you lucky I don't scorch your ass. Anko said. So, you're my godfather. Naruto commented, making the man turn to Naruto. Naruto, you look 16. What happened to you? Jiraiya commented. Wait, How did you know I was your godfather? I was told by my mother. You can get the details from the old man. Naruto answered. Kushina, she's alive, Jiraiya asked. And she's pissed you left for years without a visit. Naruto said, folding his arms. Anko looked at the man with a glare. Sorry, I was doing a mission for the village and planned to train you when I returned. Jiraiya explained. Sorry, but I don't need your training. Naruto commented. What, but why not? I can train you like your father. Have you signed the Toad contract and teach a cool jutsu? Jiraiya offered. Naruto looked at the Sannin and held his hand, forming a Rasengan. I know the Rasengan. Ka-chan taught me Fuinjutsu and I already have the Fox contract. Jiraiya scoffed. Please, a fox can't compare to a toad. As the word left the Sannin mouth, Yuki jumped out the shadow and was behind the Sannin with a sword under his throat. Did I hear you insult the Fox clan? That I did. Yukikaze asked. Jiraiya gulped. I was joking. Foxes are amazing. Yukikaze nodded and bowed before Naruto. Naruto-sama, Haku-sama wants you to return to the realm. Naruto nodded. Invite him to the sauna first. I have something to talk about with hubby Haim. Naruto ordered as Yuki nodded before disappearing. Alright, let's go Anko. Anko nodded and followed her favorite blonde. Naruto, wait, give me a chance. Jiraiya pleaded, and in a puff of smoke, Kushina was in front of him. Kushina. Listen here, Minato and I trusted you to look after Naruto, but you disappeared for 14 years. I understand your loyalty to the village, but not once you visited Naruto-kun. I'm pretty sure you found time to peek and write your books, but you couldn't see my son. Do you know he was hunted by the villagers? Did you know he lived in an adult district? You can't just invite yourself back into his life without problems. If you want to see Naru-chan, you have to work for it. Kushina said as the three left the man to enjoy the spring. To be continued. I hope you enjoyed this story. Also remember to subscribe and like this video. See you in the next video.